A midweek matchup here on the UNCP Sports Network. It's the UNCP Braves and the Wingate Bulldogs from Sammy Cox Field. Matt Sabatas here with you on the UNCP Sports Network, our fantastic UNCP crew. Led by Trevor Williams, we thank you so much for joining us. Braves hoping to increase to 14-5 on the season, looking to bounce back from a turbulent 6-game road trip, taking on Peach Belt Conference opponents in 5 of those matches, dropping 4 of those 5, however, 2 of 3 at the hands of Young Harris, and 2 against Columbus State University, this past Sunday's game being rescheduled due to rain. Wingate University, the top dogs, metaphorically and I guess literally for the Bulldogs, in the South Atlantic Conference, an 18-5 record, 7-2 in South Atlantic Conference play. They haven't had too many contests on the road, though, and this is where UNC Pembroke does the best. Braves 11-1 here from Sammy and Anita Cox Field. Wingate University, in their 5 contests away from Wingate, North Carolina, are only 2-3. Big opportunity for Cole Lovin on the bump for UNC Pembroke to try and guide the Braves to win number 14 on the season. We'll have to see if he can do it. You see the numbers there for Lovin. His first start this season, 1-1 record though in 5 total appearances, a 5.11 ERA that can more or less be categorized as all or nothing for the hurler. He either goes a good distance in his contest, giving up a couple of runs, or he can go a good distance and blank the opponent in the process. Last time Lovin was on the mound, it was just this past week against Coker, that 15-5 contest the Braves picked up in Hartsville, South Carolina. In relief, Lovin went a full inning, did not give up a hit, did allow an earned run, though, while walking 2 and hitting a batter in the process. Struck out 1 in that inning of work. Contemporary on the mound for Wingate will be Nick Stegman. We'll talk about him more once the time comes. But let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the Wingate Bulldogs as Lovin continues to warm up, the right-hander on the mound. Leading things off for the team out of Wingate, North Carolina, in center field, Ty Andrus. The second baseman, followed McCann Mellett. The third baseman, Tyler Schneider. The right fielder cleaning it up in Tanner Fari, the designated hitter, Bradley Brown. The catcher, Andrew Llewellyn. The first baseman, Zach Little. The left fielder, Trent Wynn. And rounding it out, the shortstop, Brent Branton. The right fielder, the center fielder, I should say, right-hander, senior Ty Andrus, stepping into the batter's box now to get things underway here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Glad you could join us in the first pitch on its way from Lovin. Check swing, going around is Andrus, and that's how this contest starts. First pitch comes your way at 4:59 p.m. First pitch temperature, a bit of a chilly one, 53 degrees here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Those mostly sunny skies, but some strong wind potentially influencing this one as it's popped up to the left side. Playable in foul ground for the third baseman, Fred Stewart, but he's just unable to get there. Takes a bounce in the Braves dugout onto the Braves roof, as a matter of fact. So we'll stick around for another one, the count 0-2. Boys in blue in tonight's contest, the home plate umpire Warren Knepp calling the calls and strikes. You see him there on the left side. On the base paths, Drew Meadows as Ty Andrus settles back in for this 0-2 pitch. On its way from Lovin. Up and away, and it's going to go to a 1-2 count. Andrus on the season, a decent hitter for this Wingate team that bats .308. Of course, he's going to be leading things off with that .354 average. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball comes in just a tad bit low, and the count runs even at 2 apiece. Andrus can be very speedy when he gets aboard. Braves want to make sure that that is not the case. The 2-2. This one lifted foul across the right side, out of play. Again, in this inning, at the very least, it'll be Ty Andrus, McCann Mellett, and then Tyler Schneider. If any of them get aboard, Tanner Forey as the cleanup man. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Windy afternoon here in Pembroke, North Carolina. The next one from Lovin. Bent back to the screen. Another on its way, still at this 2-2. Lovin, one of the best strikeout arms on this squad for UNC Pembroke. Already 19 on the season. A chance for number 20 right here. Right back to Lovin. Across the glove into center field, a base hit. Leadoff single across. Trey Jacobs at shortstop tried to slide in for one, and Ty Andrus aboard to start this contest off. As McCann Mellett steps into the batter's box, let's give you the defensive alignment for UNC Pembroke in this game. From left to right in the outfield, Ethan Bauckham, Roberto Rivera, Luke Jackson. On the infield, Fred Stewart, Trey Jacobs, Seth Hardings, Connor Granger, and of course battery mates Cole Lovin on the mound you see there, and behind the dish, Trevor Clemens. Left-hander McCann Mellett into the batter's box now, and big opportunity for Ty Andrus, settling off of first base, 5th in the country with his 12 stolen bags. First offering is high onto the sophomore Mellett. Count to 1-0. McCann can place the ball fairly well, has a good strike zone read, too. He has struck out 21 times, but has walked 11. 2 home runs, 4 doubles, and a triple to his credit this season. That one sent foul across the first base line. First 2 coming to the plate from Wingate, not the tallest of fellas coming out there. Ty Andrus standing only at 5'8". Mellett only standing at 5'9", but they make contact very well. Toss back to first base. Andrus in safely. Of the 12 bags he's swiped, Andrus has only been caught 2 times. Levin looks in out of the stretch. Looks back, Andrus at first. The delivery. Swing and a miss. Great breaking ball on the inside edge, and Mellett caught chasing. Could be in store for a long one here. UNC Pembroke's pitching. Known very well to take their time, but Wingate, bit of a different story there. One of the better ERAs, not only in their conference, but in this region, sits at an even 4.00. The 1-2, Noah tossed back to first. Came in just a tad bit low on Connor Granger. First baseman was able to snag it out of the dirt. Andrus still back in safely. Braves will bring the top of their order in Roberto Rivera, Trevor Clemens, Trey Jacobs to the batter's box in the home half of this frame. We'll get you the full lineup when the time comes. Levin brings home. Swing and a miss, the 1-2. Strikeout number 1 now for McCann Mellett. 20 on the season for Cole Lovin. Only 12 2/3 innings of work. And boy, oh boy, is that placement already a big key for the sophomore out of Fairmont, North Carolina. 1 gone here in the first makes way for Tyler Schneider. Before the first pitch, a toss back to first. Andrus still not biting. You'd have to expect, with how consistent of a batter Ty Andrus is, there's a decent chance he'll get back on base by the time this game is all said and done, so he might not even try to test Cole Lovin through this at-bat. And I stand corrected. The pitch is outside, taken for a strike. The throw down to second, not in time. Boy, is Ty Andrus speedy. Stolen base number 13 on the season for the senior. That was an understatement when I say speedy. Count runs to 0-1 regardless, but it puts a runner in scoring position with only 1 gone here for Wingate. Schneider, a .367 batter on the season, 90 at-bats already registered, and what's now the 24th game for Wingate this year. Nice breaking ball. Drops into the zone for strike 2. At the very least, here on this third batter, Lovin is doing an excellent job getting ahead in counts, or at the very least keeping them even. Strikeout against McCann Mellett when Andrus singled. It was on a 2-2 pitch. Chance for K number 2 in the frame. Lovin sends home. Breaking ball lifted to left center. This one could touch down, but a nice little dig out of the ground from Ethan Bauckham to make the play. Great little run in from the left fielder, making a rare appearance in left this time around. And it's now 2 gone here in the first. Little move over there from the sophomore Bauckham. Great play. Now the power bat. Cleanup man in this order, the junior, Tanner Fari. Forey settles in, that long mane flowing beneath the helmet. Ready for the first offering from Cole. Soft lead off of second base from Ty Andrus. They look back. Levin sends home the first offering, a fastball. Bottom of the zone, take it for a strike. Once again, Levin getting ahead in the count early. A lot of times that's all you can ask for, especially when you have a guy like Ty Andrus working on the base paths. Lets you make sure you're in control of something, especially when it comes to a crucial at-bat like this one. Another fastball. This one hits the outside corner. Third straight batter that Cole Levin has taken to an 0-2 count. Working in rhythm now, Levin. Ready to send home. Here it is. Way too far outside. Levin was hoping for the chase. Didn't come. Forey survives for one more. Junior out of York, Pennsylvania, hoping to stay alive for a couple more, maybe drive in a run here with the speedy Ty Andrus, 180 feet away. The 1-2. Fastball just too far on the outside corner. Nearly got the same spot as strike two in this at-bat, but no, it runs the count even. Braves their first time here at Cox Field in just a little over 2 weeks' time, if I'm not mistaken. First time they've been here at Cox Field this month, as a matter of fact. The 2-2. Breaking ball lifted high to the right side. Very playable, though, for Luke Jackson in right. Ranges over, shields his eyes from the sun for just a second, and makes the play. So we're through with the top of the first. The leadoff single comes up empty for Wingate. Braves up to bat when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Braves defense keeping Wingate off the board in the top half of the first. Let's see what the offense has in store for this one. The starting lineup again for UNC Pembroke here in this bottom of the frame. Roberto Rivera leading things off in center field. Trevor Clemens, the catcher. Trey Jacobs, today's shortstop. Ethan Balkum is in left field. Luke Jackson in right field, batting fifth. Connor Granger, the first baseman. Seth Hardings, the second baseman. Bobby Dixon as the designated hitter. And rounding it out, his second collegiate game, his second collegiate start, the freshman third baseman, Fred Stewart. But of course, it'll be Rivera, Clemens, Jacobs to take the reins for UNC Pembroke here in this frame. Facing off against that man there, the junior right-hander out of Frederick, Maryland, Nick Stegman. 2-1 record, 3.38 ERA. Fantastic year so far for Wingate University. Not only him, but Wingate's pitching staff as a unit. Mentioned it last inning, a 4.00 ERA as a team, one of the best in the nation, of course, one of the best in the Peach Belt Conference. And the New Jersey native, center fielder today, Roberto Rivera. Leading things off for UNC Pembroke with his already team-leading .356 average. See what he has in store to get things underway. Defensive showing fairly deep for Berto. Only has 1 home run this season. Keeping that series against Lander. First offering is up and in. Stegman ready, moving quickly. The next one on its way. Well, slider. This one snags the outside corner of the zone. Take it for a strike. Count runs even at 1 apiece. Roberto had to take a couple of days off, missed out on the Young Harris series as he watches another breaking ball sail on the inside edge. Just a bit too far inside. Ahead in the count is he, 2-1. Obviously put a dent in a couple of his hitting numbers, but the average still stayed high. That's the important thing for Roberto in this senior campaign. The 2-1 outside. That strike zone discipline still fairly well in hand for Roberto. 11 walks this year, only 14 strikeouts, 59 at-bats. The hitters count. Grounded, foul across third base. Right in the hands of the third base coach, Jeff Jefferson, one of the assistants of Paul O'Neill, also joined by Alex Pierce, Colin Cuthrell. Rivera back in. Stegman, that glove high, sends home the 3-2 off the plate and into foul ground. We'll do it again once more. This one grabbed out of the dirt by one of the Wingate staff, head coach Jeff Gregory. Many years he's spent in Wingate, North Carolina. Dusty White, Jacob Rand, 2 assistants with the Bulldogs. Roberto kicking a little dirt out of those cleats. Waiting for a 3-2 pitch. Nick Stegman not wasting any time. Already ball to glove. Winds. Fires home. Curveball. On the outside edge. Roberto was expecting ball 4. That did not come. A great breaking ball for Nick Stegman. A fantastic put-down pitch to strike out the first batter he sees today. Strikeout number 18 on the season for Stegman. That's another thing that this Wingate squad does very well. On a regular day's game, they can average about 8 strikeouts per. Left-handed catcher for UNC Pembroke, Trevor Clemens, squares for the first offering and pulls back, watches it on the outside corner for strike 1. Freshman for Clemens making a huge impact for UNC Pembroke so far. 392 average. He's already garnered a couple of Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week honors. That next pitch is just too far outside. Bit low as well. One of the best numbers in the country as well as Clemens in that strike zone discipline. 23 walks this season, and he lifts this one high. Fairly shallow to left field. Moving in on it, Trent Wynn. Left fielder able to make the play just over that left shoulder. So 2 up, 2 down here in the first inning. Braves unable to really make some good dents against Nick Stegman. Well, the defensive shifts have been something for UNC Pembroke in the field. Lineup isn't too much different. Trey Jacobs batting third for UNCP, and of course Ethan Buckham in the on-deck circle following the 2 lefties here right now. Hope Mills, North Carolina native. Hoping to get the first runner on base today for UNC Pembroke. Watches one skip in. Well, Nick Stegman is not doing as well as Cole Lovin was so far when it came to getting ahead in the count early. Those first pitch strikes well in hand for Cole Lovin. Stegman still inducing a lot of great contact that leads to easy outs. The 1-0 again skips in. 2 balls, no strikes. Jacobs, another one of those great contact hitters for UNC Pembroke today. Does have a little pop with his 2 home runs, but a 400 average in 75 at-bats this year. These young guys for UNC Pembroke, you look at the Trevor Clemenses, the Trey Jacobses, and then the Ethan Buckham's, really making an impact. This one grounded softly to the right side. Second baseman Mellett picks it up, slings it across the body in time for the out. Braves go down in order in the first. On with the second when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
A chilly day, but still a good day for some baseball. A little mild cloud coverage here or there at Cox Field. 53 degrees at first pitch with some decent wind moving from left to right field. And Cole Lovin trying to work on the mound through it all. One inning of work, only gave up the leadoff single to Ty Andrus. Allowed a stolen base, but Andrus was stranded at second base, heart of the order for Wingate here in the second. Bradley Brown, Andrew Llewellyn, Zach Little taking the reins. Brown, one of the better sluggers in not only the South Atlantic Conference, but top echelon in the nation. Grounds the first one over to the right side. Seth Hardings fields it on a chop and sends it over to first base for the out. One up, one gone here in the second inning. We'll talk about more of Bradley Brown's numbers next time he comes to bat. Andrew Llewellyn onto the batter's box now for Wingate and the Bulldogs. Right-handed junior sitting behind the dish in this contest. Subpar season so far, but a .288 average is by no means terrible. Still making some good contributions for this Wingate team, especially with his 3 dingers. First offering is on the low side of the zone, but taken for a strike. Again, Cole Lovin not wasting any time, getting into his rhythm and pulling in those first pitch strikes. That's what's important for this hurler, especially in the first start this season. Pulls in a swing and a miss there. Nice breaking ball. 1-1 record so far in the season for Lovin. Fairmount, North Carolina native, picking up his first start this season. This non-conference affair, the 0-2. Fastball just up and away. Taken for a ball. After Llewellyn, it'll be Zach Little into the batter's box. Wingate would like to have Trent Wynn following at least one of them. Here's the 1-2 on its way. Fastball comes in a tad low. Llewellyn, 14 runs driven in, as well as struck out 18 times. Lovin hoping to make it 19. The 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3. Caught Llewellyn swinging, and that's 2 gone on strikeouts for Cole Lovin today. Sophomore wasting no time. Hoping to prove his worth before the conference season kicks back up for UNC Pembroke. And against a quality hitting team like these Wingate Bulldogs is a good start. Zach Little into the box now with 2 gone in the second. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. We're still scoreless here from Sammy Cox Field. Top of the second inning. And the next offering, big swing and a miss. Slider on the outside corner, 0-2. I don't think I can overstate how many times Cole Lovin is working those first pitch strikes into his arsenal, into his advantage this time around. The 0-2. Fastball just comes in a tad bit low. Trevor Clemens couldn't frame it. So the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Little a .364 average on the season. Only 1 home run. Struck out 11 times, only walked twice. Lovin could really use that to his advantage here with a 1-2 count. Sophomore winds, fires, tapped foul. Very late swing there from Zach Little, just barely getting a piece on the outside edge of the zone. Junior out of Troutman, North Carolina. Resettles in the batter's box. The Fairmont native sends home. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, but just making contact, rather, tapping it off the plate. Got my hopes up there. Zach Little will stay alive for one more. Ball and 2 strikes. The count remains still scoreless here. Top of the second. Another 1-2 on its way. This time a swing and a miss. Love it. Takes down 2 in the frame. 3 strikeouts for the sophomore. And we're on to the bottom of the second in just a bit. Be with us then on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Back on the UNCP Sports Network, and the rumblings of a pitching duel. Can't get your hopes up too much just yet, as it's only the bottom of the second, but Nick Stegman retiring the Braves in order to start the game. Cole Lovin, through the first 7 he's faced, has only allowed 1 base runner. Alex Pierce set it out to coach first base for UNC Pembroke. His usual first baseman, Ethan Baucom, playing left field today, steps into the batter's box now. Right-hander snapping it at 357 this season. Hoping to get on base for first base runner the Braves bring to the table today. But a nice curveball snags the bottom of the zone to start this at-bat. Baucom behind 0-1. Rockingham, North Carolina native. Of course, splits time in and out of the infield, but he lifts this one to the outfield. Fairly deep, but playable in left center for Ty Andrus. The center fielder just slides over to his right side and brings it in. So 1 up, 1 down. That's now 4 straight for the junior Nick Stegman. Hoping to make an impact here for Wingate. Not his first start with the Bulldogs this season, but he split time out of the pen and starting on the mound. A 2-1 record for Stegman. A 3.38 ERA. That's just par for the course for this Wingate pitching staff. 17 strikeouts coming into the contest as Luke Jackson settles into the box. Stegman already has 1 K today. That was the leadoff strikeout of Roberto Rivera. First offering into Jackson is a fastball just too low. Stegman spent some time his first 2 collegiate seasons, Hagerstown Community College. The 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner to Jackson, run the count even. But this is a very good pitching staff from Wingate as a whole. That much can be said. Of course, brought up that nearly 8 strikeouts per game number. They've only walked about 4 per game. 1-1, taps just a little bit too far outside once again. Gets back to the screen, but nobody on base, so the count 2-1. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second now. Only base runner, only base hit was Ty Andrus leading off this game back in the first. Stegman comes set again. Fluid in that windup, sends home. This one grounded to the left side, a base hit just across the glove of the third baseman Schneider. Rounding first, headed on to second. Jackson is going to get in there standing. It's a 1-out double for the junior. Great way for UNC Pembroke to get their first runner aboard. Put him in scoring position and a big chance to take the opening strike today. Third double on the year for Luke Jackson. It makes way for Connor Granger now. Redshirt freshman Connor Granger. On and off time this season so far with the Braves, sometimes at first base, sometimes as the DH. But in this non-conference affair, the Braves are electing to put him in the field. First offering to Granger. Curveball grounded just foul, took 1 bounce on the line before crossing across third base. Well, that one placed as well as it could have been, nearly was a run scored for UNC Pembroke. So the count to 0-1 on Connor Granger. 309 average on the season for the redshirt freshman. Jackson a slow lead off of second base. Quick turn as the pitcher Stegman wants to look back Luke Jackson. Right play there is he's batting at about a 90% success rate, exactly 90% I should say, 9 for 10 this season when it comes to those stolen base attempts. Stegman comes set. First time he's had to work out of the stretch today in the bottom of the second. With a 1 gone, the 0-1 fastball hits the bottom of the zone. Strike 2. Only 1 gone here. Double play ball not necessarily in effect. Seth Hardings will most likely step into the batter's box next for UNC Pembroke. For Wingate, next time around, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 batters. We'll see him once more. Stegman looks in for the new side from Andrew Llewellyn. Shook off a couple. He's ready to go now. The pitch. Check swing. Granger stuck with it, and the pitch came in just a tad low. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. No runs for either side. 1 hit for either side. No errors for either side. Wingate has 1 man left on base. Braves are hoping that they're not left the same. Once it's all said and done in this inning, the 1-2 to Granger. Skips high. The throw down to second. It was an attempted pickoff there from Andrew Llewellyn, essentially cut off from Nick Stegman. He wasn't expecting the throw, so Luke Jackson is able to get back in safely. Might have to catch his breath after that one. Not sure if Stegman intended to try and cut that off or if he just found himself in the way and was hoping more to save his bacon. Regardless, Braves catch a break there. The count's 2-2. Stegman looks back, kicks, fires home. Curveball lifted to left field, fairly deep. Could touch down for a base hit. It does, into the gap. This is going to bring home a run. Luke Jackson scores and the Braves lead. Connor Granger, a 1-out stand-up RBI double. Nearly identical to that first pitch Granger drove across the third base line. This one, just a little more carry and, of course, just a little more fair. Braves lead 1-0, stringing together 2 doubles in the process, and Seth Hardings will try and tack on another with still only 1 out here in the second inning. Sophomore second baseman for UNC Pembroke. Cheryl's Ford, North Carolina native. 362 average this season, hoping to tack on RBI number 21. Stegman brings home. Fastball, too far outside. Ball 1. Stegman on the season, that 3.38 ERA. Comes off his last time out, an appearance against Mars Hill, gave up an earned run in an inning and a third of work in relief. Fires home again, and the pitch as well, low and away. Counted 2-0. On the season, a couple of appearances, one against Mars Hill, one against Francis Marion. Picked up the start in that one, 6 1/3 inning, gave up 5 runs, only 3 of which were earned. Team did end up winning, though. It was a big offensive day for Wingate in that contest, so he did pick up the win 8-5. Hardings grounds that one off of his foot, it seems, and rolls over to the Wingate dugout. Count runs to 2-1. Hardings will settle around for a little bit. That inning and a third that Nick Stegman, rather, is coming off of is his shortest appearance of the season, but it was in relief. Other than that, 6 innings of work at Erskine. Didn't give up a single run, picked up the win there. Gave up 5 runs against Peach Belt Conference USC Aiken. Hardings delivering this one to center field. Andrus ranging over into the right center gap. He's able to make the play. Connor Granger thought about tagging up, but Andrus was smart enough to fire on to third, keeping Hardings at second base. Second out here of the second inning. So far, both of them have gone to center field. Braves move on to the 8-hole. Bobby Dixon. Another freshman here in this lineup for a non-conference contest. Paul O'Neill giving plenty of opportunities to the young Braves. Stegman comes set for this first pitch. On its way. Breaking ball, first pitch swinging, and it's lifted foul to the left side out of play. Granger retreats back to second base. Doesn't take too hefty of a lead off. Doesn't have a single attempted steal this season. Dixon back in now. 6'2" freshman. Holds that bat tied above the back shoulder. The 0-1, another breaking ball, this time low and away. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. Other than those 5 runs Stegman gave up to USC Aiken, only one of them was earned. Still picked up the loss, though, as the defense just failed him. The 1-1 to Dixon, grounded to the third baseman, nearly off the ankle, but saved by Tyler Schneider, able to fire across the diamond in time for the out, but not before the Braves strike first. It's 1-0 UNC Pembroke. Back in a moment with the third on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
77th overall meeting between these two franchises, dating all the way back to the late 70s. UNC Pembroke on a bit of a hot streak in the past decade. A 14-game winning streak from 2004 to 2012 between these two non-conference foes. Braves having won 23 of the last 26, and history repeating itself so far. Braves a 1-0 lead as we enter the third inning. Cole Lovin still continuing on the mound for UNC Pembroke. 8-9-1 batters for the Bulldogs into this frame. Trent Wynn taking the reins for the Bulldogs as the left fielder settles in. Lovin gets to work back out of the windup now after retiring the side in the second inning. Kicks and fires home. First pitch is high. Again, Trevor Clemens working behind the dish for UNCP. Home plate umpire Warren Knepp. Base umpire Drew Meadows. And the count 1-0 on Trent Wynn. Next offering. Soft grounder to the left side. Picked up by third baseman Fred Stewart. Throw is low and bounces into right field. This is going to allow Wynn to advance to second base. That's the necessary evil sometimes when you bring in a true freshman. Starting in a hot corner like that. Fred Stewart picking up only his second collegiate start, only his second collegiate game. Native of Emerald Isle, North Carolina, an E5 for those of you back home scoring. Brett Branton into the batter's box now as Lovin has to work out of the stretch after only delivering 2 pitches. First offering to Branton. Great curveball. This one hits the inside edge of the zone for strike 1. Lovin trying to build on a great freshman campaign for UNC Pembroke, a fantastic standout at Fairmont High School. 10-3, his senior campaign was an all-state selection. 136 strikeouts his senior year. Another curveball, same spot as the first, 2-0 or 0-2, I should say. All-around athlete Cole Lovin. course, a great pitcher on the mound, lettered on the bowling squad as well back at Fairmont High. Clemens looks for low and away. The 0-2 check swing, and it's just up and away. That runs the count to 1-2. Top of the order, Ty Andrus warming up in the on-deck circle for Wingate. That's the only base hit for the Bulldogs today. Big chance for Lovin here. Already 3 strikeouts in his outing. Can he make it 4? Sends home. Check swing, again high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This Bulldog team does very well after they've already seen a pitcher once. More on that later. But they really know how to read a pitcher once through the lineup. Lovin trying to make sure that doesn't happen once he sees Ty Andrus in just a little bit. This one, fisted foul and touching down just out of play. We'll stick around at a 2-2 count. Lovin already dropping that 5.11 ERA in just these 2 innings of work plus a couple of batters to 4.40. Hoping to see it fall further in his first start this season. Sophomore comes lit. And the 2-2. Curveball on the inside edge. Strike 3. 4 Ks today for Cole Lovin through 2 1/3. First backwards for the sophomore, and it makes way for the top of the order in Ty Andrus. Still only 1 out for Wingate, though, in this 3rd inning. A runner in scoring position. Much the way the 1st inning started, though. Very same Ty Andrus singled, stole second base. Then the number 2 batter, McCann Mellett, struck out. Then pop-outs from Tyler Schneider and Tanner Forey. Lovin wants to get working quickly, but time called before the pitch comes. Of course, Andrus, that single, the league-leading 13th stolen base immediately following. Lovin wants to make sure he doesn't get aboard. First pitch, squaring to bunt. Andrus sends it perfectly up the 3rd base line. A toss to first. In time! Speedy Andrus eliminated, but not enough for Trent Wynn to advance to 3rd. Or I should say, enough for Trent Wynn to advance to 3rd.
Second baseman, McCann Mellett.
5-3 for those of you scoring back at home on the sacrifice. And it's 2 gone with the tying run 90 feet away. Lovin trying to reset into a rhythm. He can take his time at this point with a runner at 3rd. Still stays in the stretch. First offering into McCann Mellett. Breaking ball comes in just a tad bit low.
I thought he was out.
Mellett, the first strikeout victim today of the 4 that Lovin has retired that way. Here's the 1-0. This one grounded foul. Just bounced into the Wingate dugout. Already here in the 3rd inning, Cole Lovin doing a fantastic job. On the 11th batter he's faced. Picking up those first pitch strikes, staying ahead or at the very least even in the count. Lovin has a new side from Clemens. Bringing it home. This one grounded to Hardings at second base. A hard hop, but Hardings able to field it. Fire on to first in time for the out. The Braves strand a runner 90 feet away. They still lead by 1. Back with the bottom of the 3rd when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Still a bit of a chilly day here in Pembroke, North Carolina. First pitch temperature coming your way at 53 degrees. Fairly windy, already dropped down to 50 degrees. Still sunny, though. Lights coming on with daylight savings time now in effect. Game moved up an extra hour. It was supposed to be at 6 o'clock. They moved it to 5. Avoid as much darkness as you can. But the Braves bringing batters 9-1-2 to the box in this order. Fred Stewart leading things off. Roberto Rivera, Trevor Clemens to get an opportunity here in the bottom of this third inning. Braves still ahead 1-0. First offering. Just on the outside corner to the redshirt freshman. Strike 1. First plate appearance for Stewart today. Stegman still working on the mound for Wingate. And after giving up that first run from UNC Pembroke, back-to-back doubles from Luke Jackson, Connor Granger. Both plays very well. Just across the third baseline. That one again on the outside corner. 0-2 the count. Stegman again wasting no time. Ball already glove. He winds and fires. This one too far outside. Always seems to be a little predictable when it comes to these sorts of pitches from collegiate pitchers. When you're ahead in the count 0-2, it's always on the outside edge looking for a chase. This one, Stewart barely makes contact with a check swing, and it just rolls foul. Stewart gifted another pitch in this at-bat. Redshirt freshman only 2 for 4 on the young season, but does have, get this, 2 home runs. Both solo shots. Does he have another one in him? The 1-2 on the inside edge, curveball. Runs the count even at 2 apiece. The 2-2 on its way. Fastball on the inside corner. Strike 3. Stewart ready to accept that one. He heel turns and heads back to the dugout. That's 2 Ks on the day for Nick Stegman, both backwards. Makes way for Roberto Rivera. The other strikeout victim came all the way leading off for UNC Pembroke. Roberto still working with a .350 average on the season, even though coming up empty in his first at-bat. Watches a curveball on the outside edge for strike 1. That was the same curveball that rung him up back in the first. Next one on its way. Slider too far outside. That evens us up at 1 apiece. One from Stegman. Fastball in low. UNC Pembroke only 2 base runners today. The one-out double from Luke Jackson, the RBI double from Connor Granger immediately following. Braves hoping to get a little more offense than just that. It's always nice to string together some hits, but can always hope for more. That pitch too far outside, runs the count to 3-1. The offense for UNC Pembroke has been in a bit of a slump. We get through the first half of this season. Through these last 5 conference games across that 6-game road trip, Braves only hit .254 as a team. Hitters count to Roberto comes just a bit too far outside. It's a 3-1 walk. First walk surrendered by either side today. And only number 11 this season for Nick Stegman. Puts a runner at first for UNC Pembroke at the very least. And a speedy 1-2 in Roberto Rivera, making way for Trevor Clemens. Redshirt freshman out of Randleman, North Carolina. And having a fantastic season after taking that first year off. Next pitch from Stegman on the outside corner for strike 1. Roberto mild dance off of first base. 9 for 11 this season when it comes to stolen bases. See him held on there by Zach Little. Is the senior going to test Andrew Llewellyn? We just have to see. Stegman looks him back. Sends to first, not in time. 0-1 still to count. Braves lead 1-0. Bottom of the third here from Sammy Cox Field. Clemens back in. Stegman brings ball to glove, drops it to his waist, fires to first. It's a tad bit high. Gives plenty of time for Roberto Rivera to slide back in. Again, 9 for 11 this season. Obviously not as good as Ty Andrus' 13 for 13, but it's a start for UNC Pembroke. Feigns the takeoff and pulls back in. Clemens watches a pitch outside, runs the count even at 1 apiece. Trevor popped out his first time. Back in the first inning, a 1-2-3 frame the Braves were a part of. First four batters retired from Nick Stegman before those back-to-back doubles. Then it was the next 3 before Roberto Rivera found his way aboard here in the third. The 1-1 comes on the inside edge, taken for a strike. Clemens doesn't seem too happy about it as he's behind in the count now. Stegman foots the rubber once more. Brings ball in the glove and again fires back to first. Roberto Rivera not risking it. Seems to be those leads are getting a little shorter. Still only 1 gone here with the double play ball in effect. The middle infield playing a little close to the chest. Coming set, Stegman, again back to first. And a timeout called as Rivera is adjusting himself on the base paths again. Looks like he almost lost a contact there for a second. Contact wearing myself, I know that pain. Count remains at 1-2, however. Been a while since Clemens last saw a pitch. The 1-2. Clemens takes it on the inside edge. It bounces away from Llewellyn just enough for Roberto Rivera to take second base. So all those pickoff moves for nothing as Rivera has second base. Count runs even at 2 apiece as well. Pitch wild puts a runner in scoring position for UNC Pembroke. And the 2-2 on its way. Clemens grounds it to the right side. Through the gap, a base hit. Rivera being waved in to score. It gets across the right fielder, Tanner Forey. On to second base. Clemens is rounding second. He's headed on his way to third. The throw is not going to be in time. And the Braves lead 2-0. Trevor Clemens racing around to get 90 feet away in the Braves. Well ahead in this one. So an RBI single for Trevor Clemens, an error on the right fielder Tanner Forey, so E9 for those of you back home. But how about Trevor Clemens racing around to make the most of that error? Reading the ball in the field as well to make sure he got as much as he could out of it. Still only 1 out here in the third inning, and the Braves lead 2-0 as Trey Jacobs into the batter's box now. Coming set, Stegman. Delivers home. Climbing the ladder, Jacobs tries for one, but comes up empty. The count 0-1. Mild action you see there in the Braves bullpen as Cole Lovin picking up his first start here on a midweek matchup. This could be a bullpen day. That one a Baltimore chop to second base. McCann Mellett able to fire to first in time, but the run does come home, an RBI ground out for Trey Jacobs. 4-3 the way it goes, and Clemens on his way to score.
Left fielder Ethan Marco.
3-0 UNC Pembroke, as there's now 2 gone and the base is empty in the 3rd inning. Left fielder Ethan Balkum. One of those power bats for UNC Pembroke. Doesn't get a chance. The first pitch gets him on the shoulder. Quickly unraveling Nick Stegman. Retired the first 4 batters he saw. Gave up back-to-back doubles from Luke Jackson, then Connor Granger for the Braves to take a 1-0 lead. Retired 3 straight. Walked to Roberto Rivera. Or no, I guess that didn't get him. Must have gotten the edge of the bat. Balkum takes this one to the third base side. Off the wrist of the third baseman, Tyler Schneider. 2 errors in the frame for Wingate, and Balkum is going to take second base. Defensive miscues for the Bulldogs, not helping in the slightest. And UNC Pembroke has another runner in scoring position. So Balkum will stand at second. On to the 5-hole and Luke Jackson. And it looks like we might get a no pitching change, no action so far in the Wingate bullpen, but definitely something that warrants a meeting on the mound, especially with the infield after that error from third baseman Tyler Schneider. Head coach Jeff Gregory for the Bulldogs, coming in an 18-5 record, hoping to right the ship after the Braves have jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. That's something the Braves really do well with, scoring early. And when they score early, they usually come out on top. Sometimes the bullpen has been an issue for UNC Pembroke, but the offense usually scores early enough and scores often enough that it's able to provide enough padding for the bullpen to glide through the rest of the way. Of course, there's always gaps that would like to be filled from the likes of head coach Paul O'Neill, but it's good enough for the time being with the 13-5 record the Braves are sporting. Right now from the Columbus State game, Braves find themselves at 6-5 in conference play. Could potentially be 7-5 if they had been able to play that 12th game in PBC play, but they're 5.5 games out of first place from scorching hot Flagler and the Saints. Team down in St. Augustine, they're 12-0 on the conference season. They've won 17 of their last games. That's incredible for the D2 team especially. First pitch inside to Luke Jackson. It's on the outside corner, taken for a ball. Balkum stands at second base, reaching on the error by the third baseman Tyler Schneider. Braves already a pair of runs in the inning. 3-0 they lead here in the bottom of the third. Stegman looks back second. Fires home once more. Foul tip right into the glove from Luke Jackson, and the count even at 1. Balkum not much of a base stealer, but he does try for it from time to time. 4 for 8 on the year. I just want to wait until Jackson makes decent contact. The right fielder hitting .397 this year. Here in game number 19. The 1-1. Fastball too far outside. Connor Granger a decent chance to step into the batter's box as well, with still only 1 gone and a runner in scoring position for UNCP. 2-1 the count as Stegman comes set. Sends home. This one lifted deep to left field. It's going to go if it stays fair, but it just pulls foul. That one was a line drive shot from Luke Jackson. Nearly his 5th dinger of the year, but it runs the count even at 2 apiece. That's the great thing for UNC Pembroke in this lineup. They have a great slew of power hitters when you get to the meat of it with guys like Ethan Balcom, Luke Jackson, and then Connor Granger from time to time as well. Here's the 2-2. Curveball lifted high and foul onto the first base side, just over the Wingate dugout. Playable, though, and the first baseman, Zach Little, gets it into the glove. That ends the frame for Wingate, but not before the Braves tack on 2 more. We've played 3, back with the 4th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
New pitcher on the mound for UNC Pembroke. Most likely a bullpen day in tow for the Braves here in this midweek non-conference matchup. Thomas Durant, see the numbers there, only his 3rd appearance this season. And a big opportunity with the way Wingate's offense has been quiet to lower that rough ERA. See if the left-hander can get some good work in for UNC Pembroke. Line on the day final for Cole Lovin. He worked 3 full innings, did not give up a single run, only allowing 1 hit. It was the leadoff single from Ty Andrus, striking out 4 batters, didn't walk a single on 43 pitches, only 31 of which were strikes. Again, that line final on Cole Lovin. 3 innings of work, not a single run allowed, only 1 hit, didn't walk anybody, struck out 4 on 43 pitches, 31 strikes. Thomas Durant taking the reins for the sophomore. Durant, left-handed redshirt junior out of Chapin, South Carolina. It'll face off against the heart of the order in Wingate. Tyler Schneider, Tanner Forey, Bradley Brown for the Bulldogs. First pitch. Schneider delivers this one foul over to the right side out of play. Schneider popped out his first time up. That was back in the 1st inning. One of the great things that Lovin did through those 3 innings is he's not in line for the win, but still provided his team a great little boost. Getting ahead in counts early. See if Thomas Durant can do the same. Foul ball off the plate there, rolls to the first base line, and will stick around for another at an 0-2 count. Again, 4 strikeouts for Cole Lovin. These back-end boys for UNC Pembroke, that's what they call themselves, doing a good job so far. The 0-2. Rising the ladder, swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 Ks on the day for UNCP pitching. Wasting no time, Thomas Durant is back on the saddle. Moving back on quickly, right-hander Tanner Forey. Only the 2nd strikeout this season, make it 3 for Thomas Durant following that K of Schneider. First sidearm roll there from the left-hander, taken on the outside of the zone for strike 1. Forey ended the 1st inning, popping out to right field. See if we get something similar here. Check swing. Forey definitely went around, though. Was not able to hold up on that slider outside. Next on its way. Check swing on the outside corner. Strike 3. That's 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts for Thomas Durant. How about a start in relief for Thomas?
Designated hitter number 33, Bradley Brown.
USC Lancaster transfer already working well for UNCP. This one, a good start to Bradley Brown, swing and a miss on a slider outside. Here comes the 0-1. Check swing on the bottom of the zone. Strike two. Durant coming off of a mildly rough outing against Augusta. Only went one inning before he was sat for a little bit, giving up 4 runs in the process. Here's the 0-2. On the outside corner, strike three. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Immaculate inning for Thomas Durant to end the 4th. Back with the bottom of the order when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Well, not too often do you get a lot of momentum from your pitching staff heading into the bottom of an inning, but Thomas Durant doing just that. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts to retire Wingate in the 4th. Not very often do you see that at any level. 6, 7, 8 batters for UNC Pembroke. Connor Granger, Timor City native, stepping into the batter's box for UNCP. RBI double to open the scoring for UNCP, and Nick Stegman still on the mound for Wingate. Trying to go toe for toe with Thomas Durant, not getting a good start as Connor Granger delivers the first pitch to center field for a leadoff single. Braves dugout still riding a little bit of that high as they followed Thomas Durant through that immaculate inning, and they know that they can really start to put it to the South Atlantic Conference leader. Wingate 7-2 in conference play. Hardings settling into the batter's box now. Second baseman 0 for 1 today. Popped out his first time up. There he is. That dugout's into it now. Runner on first for UNCP. Hardings squares a beauty of a tap right up to the pitcher's mound. Hardings racing to first. And it getting away from the first baseman, Zach Little. Hardings is safe. On to second goes Connor Granger. Tackett has a infield single. Hardings racing his heart out to beat that throw. Puts 2 on for UNC Pembroke. If you want to tell the guys in the corners to turn and get the guys in the bullpen, go for that. Because I bet you Wingate's warming somebody up now. Leadoff runners aboard for UNC Pembroke, and already threatening here with a 3-0 lead in the 4th. Bobby Dixon. Before any of that, though, look back to Connor Granger at second base. He's not going to be one to probably give it a go. Granger hasn't attempted a steal this year. First offering to Dixon. Big swing and a miss, chasing on a breaking ball. Off-speed pitch makes it 0-1. Both Granger and Hardings singling in this one. Nice bunt single from Hardings, beating out the throw and changing the frame of this inning as Nick Stegman is already trying to work out of trouble. The 0-1 from Stegman. Check swing. Gets away just a second. Enough time for UNCP to advance. Andrew Llewellyn struggling just a tad behind the dish. That's the second time today he's lost control of a pitch, giving the Braves a free base. Pitch was outside, and it runs the count even at 1-1 on Dixon. time called. Dixon grounded out to end the second inning, his first time up. Only 2 for 13 this season. Does have 2 runs scored, though. Run driven in as well. Big chance here with none gone and 2 runners in scoring position. The 1-1 skips off the plate. Puts Bobby ahead in the count. Connor Granger there standing on third base. Hoping to come home and potentially score his 12th run of the season. Stegman comes set. Sends the 2-1 home. Driven to the left side, foul. Nice liner, but just touching down about 10 feet across the line. That evens us up at 2 apiece on Bobby Dixon. Clayton, North Carolina native. Of course, not getting as much starting time as he'd like here with UNC Pembroke, but a nice midweek matchup to give him a chance to prove himself. Big chance here on the 2-2. Grounded to the shortstop, picking it. Throw to third. Tag applied in time, but the run comes home to score. The ball got away. Never mind. Tyler Schneider had it for just a second. Seth Hardings was saying, hey, that ball was loose. So Hardings is safe. That's going to be a fielder's choice for Bobby Dixon as he reaches first. Error on the fielder's choice. Tyler Schneider was not able to field it properly. And this could be the end of the day for Nick Stegman. Things getting out of hand just a little too fast. But no talk from the manager as of yet. Head coach Jeff Gregory did take a quick glance down to the bullpen. See how things are progressing down there before we can get underway. Regardless, the Braves put another one on after the error from third baseman Tyler Schneider. It's 4-0. The entire Wingate infield still looking in, seeing if a call should be made on whether Nick Stegman should stay in or not, just looking for a new sign perhaps as well. Regardless, Fred Stewart now for UNCP. Bullpen there for Wingate University. A couple of arms tossing and getting loose. This could be the last inning we see Stegman. Stewart tries to send one on a bunt up the first baseline. Was unable to make proper contact. It's pulled foul. So the count to 0-1. Stewart looks on to third base coach Jeff Jefferson, hoping for a new sign. Ready for this 0-1 pitch. Stegman comes set. Brings home. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball for Stegman to get ahead in the count 0-2. Stewart, one of only 2 strikeout victims for Stegman. He got caught looking to start out the third inning. Roberto Rivera, the man on deck, the only other K for the Wingate pitcher today. Runner on first, Bobby Dixon. On third, it's Seth Hardings in this 0-2 pitch. Another swing and a miss. On the upside, climbing the ladder, Fred Stewart once again strikes out. Third time today, Nick Stegman has recorded a K. Second time for Fred Stewart. And Roberto Rivera back into the box for UNCP. Walked, came home to score all the way back in the third. It was only an inning ago. Braves lead by 4 now. 2 gone with runners at the corners. Rather, 1 gone. Nearly 2 gone before Seth Hardings benefited on an error by the third baseman Tyler Schneider. First offering into Roberto Rivera. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Rivera taking his time. He's definitely one that likes to set his own rhythm, and it gets him into the mood, able to make proper contact. Reads the zone very well for UNC Pembroke, of course, with his 12 walks. This one grounded up the gut across the diving glove of McCann Mellon. A run scores. Getting lost in the base paths, though, is Bobby Dixon, and the throw to third scoots away. Dixon is going to find himself safe as Roberto Rivera moves on to second base. Fielding woes continue for Wingate as the Braves lead 5-0. Harding's across the score. Dixon on to third. Rivera to second with an RBI single.
Consider this an invitation to my gangster.
But boy, oh boy, have things gotten out of hand for Wingate. Started so well for Nick Stegman. Struck out Roberto Rivera on a full count pitch. Caught him looking on the near edge and retired the next three after that before UNCP was finally able to scratch a run across. Back-to-back doubles from Luke Jackson, Connor Granger. Braves haven't let up there. They lead 5-0, and we have a pitching change on the way. We'll be back in just a second with the new hurler on the mound when we come back on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise.
Back on the UNCP Sports Network, new hurler on the mound for Wingate and the Bulldogs. Number 2, Austin Turgeon. Splits time on the infield and on the bump. The right-hander, 5'11 junior out of Athens, Georgia, taking the reins from Nick Stegman. Line not final on Stegman with runners at second and third, but it looks like this so far. 3 1/3 innings of work. 5 runs allowed across, only 3 of which were earned. Some fielding woes for the Bulldogs. 6 hits while walking 1 and striking out 3. First pitch from Turgeon on to Trevor Clemens, taken on the inside edge for strike 1. Clemens 1 for 2 on the day, a single back in the third inning to drive in Roberto Rivera. Clemens also coming around to score in that frame as the Braves lead 5-0 here in this one. This one driven to the right side, a little touchdown into the glove though, as a matter of fact. Ty Andrus able to get there, but not enough as Bobby Dixon is able to tag up from third base, come across to score. It's 6-0 UNC Pembroke. The offense not necessarily coming alive, but just doing their thing at this point in the year. So now 2 gone here for UNC Pembroke in the 4th after the strikeout from Fred Stewart earlier in the frame. Trey Jacobs into the batter's box now for UNCP. Jacobs 0 for 2 today. Pair of groundouts both to second base. Does have a run driven in though. Oatmill's North Carolina native ready for the first pitch. Runner on second base and 2 gone. It's on the inside edge, taken for a ball.
So just go to either the third base camera or the first base camera, and you can trade with them.
Turgeon comes set, sends the 1-0 home. It's lifted high and foul over to the left side. This one's going to get out of play. Tyler Schneider, the third baseman, not going to make a reach at it. Braves hoping to bring Ethan Baucom to the plate potentially in this inning. Once we get to the 5th, though, it'll be bottom of the order for Wingate. Andrew Llewellyn, Zach Little, Trent Wynn stepping into the batter's box, maybe even Brett Branton. 1-1 set to come. On its way, swing and a miss. Jacobs behind in the count now. Back-to-back strikes there from Austin Turgeon, hoping to get out of the mess that Nick Stegman left him with. Did add another run onto the line for Stegman, but should remain unearned if I'm not mistaken. As this one, driven fairly deep to center field, but Ty Andrus is about 10 feet in front of the warning track before he reaches up and hauls it in. The Braves tag on 3 more. 6-0 they lead when we return. Should be Thomas Durant still on the mound when we come back on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Well, the bar was set pretty high for Thomas Durant in the first inning of his relief appearance today. 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches is not really something he can top too often. He'll see what he can do against Andrew Llewellyn, Zach Little, Trent Wynn, all in this frame, potentially even Brett Branton. But his Braves hold on to a 6-0 lead, and that 40.5 ERA that he came into the day sporting has already dropped to 27.0 just after 1 inning of work. Could have been a little polarizing through his first couple of outings with UNC Pembroke, but definitely he has a lot to offer here for the Braves. Pitch into Llewellyn, taking on the inside edge for a ball. The next coming in low. Count to 2-0 quickly on Andrew Llewellyn. Strikeout victim. Back in the second inning. 1-2-3 inning there from Cole Lovin. The next on its way and too far inside. Runs the count to 3-0. Trevor Clemens out to have a word on this one. That's definitely a stark contrast from the way Thomas Durant worked through the 4th inning and suddenly has a 3-0 count here in the 5th. Already 7 strikeouts today for Braves pitching. UNCP leading 6-0 here in the road half of the 5th inning. Left-hander Duran winds, fires the 3-0. Comes just too far on the inside edge. It's the leadoff 4-pitch walk. So when I say stark contrast, I mean polar opposite of how the last inning went for Thomas Durant. So now Zach Little, right-handed junior first baseman. .360 average, steps in now. Ready for the first offering from Durant. Off the mound he goes for just a second. Refoots the rubber, the left-hander looks down, back up, sends home. Squaring to bunt it, and a nice breaking ball. Pulls its way back in on the outside corner of the zone, and the count to 0-1. Dancing off the base paths just a little bit. Andrew Llewellyn, not much of a stolen base threat this season. Only tried for it once, and he got caught in the process. Next on its way. This one, driven to center field. Roberto Rivera. Bit of a foot race to it, but he's able to reach up and make the play. Over to the right center gap, and the senior able to haul it in. Down goes Zach Little for the first out of this 5th inning. And Trent Wynn now for the Bulldogs with a runner at first base. UNC Pembroke only allowing 3 base runners so far today. Single hit for Wingate. The only other base runners were the leadoff walk. You just saw it, Andrew Llewellyn, then an error by third baseman Fred Stewart back in the 3rd inning. Big swing and a miss from Trent Wynn on a pitch low to start this at-bat. Wynn was the one to reach on that error back in the third. Made his way all the way to third thanks to a sacrifice bunt. Found his way to second on the error. As the 0-1 is driven foul. Over the right field wall, and good start now for Thomas Durant in this at-bat. Wynn only a couple of appearances, a couple of starts this season, his senior campaign with Wingate. Only 4 for 18, 6 strikeouts on the year. The 0-2, check swing, too far outside. Soft little takeoff there from Andrew Llewellyn. He stuttered on back to first base, though. See him held on there by Connor Granger. Still a bit of a breezy day at Sammy Cox Field. Wind pushing from left to right ever so slightly. It was around 10 miles an hour when we started this one. Dropped just a little bit. The 1-2 on its way. That sidearm delivery sent to the shortstop. The 6 to the 4 to the 3. Not in time. Fielder's choice, and Trent Wynn is safe. Leadoff runner eliminated, though, so the Braves pick up the second out. And now the bottom of the order for the Bulldogs. Last open the 5th inning here for Brett Branton. At this point already, Thomas Durant has built upon, masterfully, his last 2 outings in a Braves uniform. First pitch to Branton is too far outside. Made an appearance in the Braves 16-6 contest against Shepherd. Gave up 5 earned runs in only an inning of work, but that was when the game was already well in hand. This pitch, 1-0, delivered into left field, a base hit. This could be extra bases, could be a run scored. Out to the wall before it's picked up by Ethan Baucom. Losing his footing on the base paths, Trent Wynn fell. The Braves were able to cut the relay off before it got to third. Wynn realized the Braves didn't notice he fell and found his way scampering back into third base. I don't think I've ever seen that. That hard of a fall rounding a base. Saves a run from UNC Pembroke, scratching across the board. Everyone expected it so much that the scoreboard operator actually put it on the board. It's still 6-0. Wynn fell that hard. I've never seen a fall that hard. Still a runner 90 feet away, though, for Wingate, and a big opportunity to strike. Top of the order, and Ty Andrus watches the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. I'm gonna be laughing about that for a little bit, folks. So Brett Branton, 2-out double at second base. Trent Wynn didn't let that become an RBI double. Andrus gives this one a chance, though. A deep drive to center field. Wynn pushing it just a tad bit back in, and Roberto Rivera able to make the play. So Trent Wynn's base running faux pas, the difference between Wingate's first run. It's still 6-0 UNC Pembroke. Back with the bottom of the 5th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Austin Turgeon continuing work in relief. Nick Stegman's day finally to a close. 3 1/3 innings of work, giving up 6 runs. only 3 of which were earned. Miscues have been the name of the game for Wingate today. 4 errors committed by the Bulldogs, and then essentially to close out that last inning, you might as well give them an extra error for the base running issues. Trent Wynn tripping, falling, rounding third base, essentially keeping Wingate off the board as Ty Andrus popped out to end the frame. Ethan Baucom, first pitch to strike on the outside corner. Third time into the box today for Baucom, reached on an error back in the third, got stranded at second base. That was a part of a 2-run frame for UNC Pembroke. Popped out in the second to lead things off there. Check swing on the inside edge, take it for a ball. 1-1 for the hot-hitting sophomore. Turgeon still working. Right-hander sets home, and that time it got Baucom on the shoulder. Or they're saying no, it got the edge of the bat again. And head coach Paul O'Neill might be out to say something about that. They're saying Baucom didn't make enough of an effort to get out of the way on that breaking pitch. That's the second time today UNC Pembroke has had that happen to them. That pitch had a lot of horizontal movement, that much can be said. Count's going to run to 2-1 on this at the very least. But the fact that it's the second time today for UNC Pembroke, of course, head coach Paul O'Neill needs to make his case known. That's the right thing that you need to do as a head coach. Baucom still ahead in the count. The 2-1 is a curveball high. 3 balls and a strike. Braves striking out 3 times today, only walking once. It was Roberto Rivera back in the third inning. He came around to score. The 3-1, grounded foul across the third base line to run the count full. 4 home runs this season for Baucom. 2 of them solo shots. And the 3-2. This one, a liner. Straight away left field. Trent Wynn didn't have to move too much to bring that one in. 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th inning. Baucom retired for the second time today. Bottom of the 5th here from Sammy Coxfield. Halfway home after that one, Luke Jackson for UNCP. Double, a run scored back in the second. Fouled out in the third. Kinston native settles in now. First offering from Turgeon. Fastball too far outside. Take it for ball 1. Athens, Georgia native Turgeon sends one home. Late square to bunt there, and Jackson sends it up the third base line, just pulling foul. Nearly a bunt and run there, as you see in softball. But run the count to 1-1 after the misplay. Turgeon sends the 1-1 home. Check swings. The pitch comes in just a tad low. Run it to 2-1. Like I said, Turgeon, a split infielder, relief pitcher at times needed, and of course these midweek games. Out of conference play, usually see more bullpen work for both sides. Same can be said for the Braves. 2-1 comes high. Turgeon, a above average batter at the plate. Last season, a 40-game starter, hit .283. 3 home runs. This one sent to center field. A little bit of a foot race there from Ty Andrus, able to make the play, though. 2 up, 2 down, both on pop-outs from UNC Pembroke. Now Connor Granger for UNCP. Braves have been hoping for offense in this one. Not much can be said they've garnered. Coming into today's game, only about .270 average in their last 6. Six-game road trip with the Braves only went 2-4. Hoping to bounce back in this series. Of course, the one-game set midweek before a three-game set against Winston-Salem. Granger delivering this one to straightaway center, and the Braves look like they're going to go down in order. Picked out of the air by Ty Andrus, and we're on to the sixth. Braves still ahead 6-0 on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina.
Back in on the UNCP Sports Network, and story of the day, of course, for UNCP is the bullpen day. Cole Loving in the first start of his season, going 3 innings, not allowing a single run, only 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. Thomas Durant, his day comes to an end. New pitcher takes the mound for UNCP, number 51, Trace Hagler. Final line on Thomas Durant, 2 innings of work, not a single run across, 1 hit allowed, 1 walk as well. 3 strikeouts, all coming in an immaculate inning back in the fourth. 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Hagler, the right-hander, see the numbers there. 5 innings of work, 4 1/3 innings pitched, or 5 appearances, I should say, this being his 6th, 4 1/3 innings pitched. A 12.46 ERA on the season so far for the redshirt junior out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. Hoping to improve here on what's been a cold day for Wingate and the Bulldogs. They'll face off against the 2, 3, and 4 batters at the bare minimum for the team out of Wingate, North Carolina. McCann, Mellett, Tyler Schneider, Tanner Forey, seeing if any can get aboard. Hagler back in the fray for UNC Pembroke after redshirting last season. Five strikeouts, only 1 walk in that 4 1/3 inning of work, and Mellett climbs the ladder for that first one and whiffs at it, count 0-1. Great high heat there from Trace Hagler to get things started. Right-hander winds once more. This pitch comes in low to Trevor Clemens, and catcher unable to field it. Count 1-1 on McCann Mellett. Hagler delivers. Full swing and a foul onto the right side. 1-2. Mellett 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out back in the first, 1 of 7 that Braves pitching has pulled to the day. Grounded out his last time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-2. Too far inside. That runs us even at 2 apiece. Hagler coming off of a rough outing in that 3-game series against Lander. Braves dropping 2 of those 3. Hagler only throwing 4 pitches, giving up a hit, an earned run, didn't record a single out. 2-2 grounded foul. Before that, it was another equally rough contest against Lander. Hagler only going an inning and a third, giving up 4 earned runs on 4 hits. Hit a batter, gave up a triple and extra walk, only striking out 1 on 30 pitches. That was the game that bumped his ERA into double digits. The 2-2 skips in off the plate. Mellett sticks around for 1 more as the count runs full. UNCP putting on 1 run. Back in the 2nd inning, striking first on back-to-back doubles. 2 runs in the 3rd, thanks to a couple of defensive miscues as that full count pitch comes in just a bit high. It's the leadoff walk. McCann Mellett on to first base. After that 3rd inning, Braves really broke it open in the 4th. Brought 7 to the plate, another couple of miscues defensively for the Bulldogs. Trio of well-placed singles for UNCP and a fielder's choice, allowing the Braves to scratch across 3 runs, make it 6-0. It's where we stand now in the top of the 6th. Right-hander Tyler Schneider into the box. First pitch low. Schneider was another one of those strikeout victims. That came back in the 4th inning. That was Thomas Durant's immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Schneider was the only one that went down swinging. Other than that, he popped out in the 1st. Here's the 1-0. Off-speed pitch. This one hits the bottom of the zone, and the count runs even. Mellett a mild threat on the base pass, 3 for 4 this season when he tries to swipe a bag or 2. Hagler ball to glove, sends home. The 1-1 skips in just a tad low. Clemens smothers it, keeps it from getting anywhere, and the count to 2-1. Braves a couple days off after this one. 2 to be exact. Come Friday, they'll head on up to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Only a few hours. Face off against the Winston-Salem State University Rams. Doubleheader there in Winston-Salem. Then 3rd game of that series back here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Nice home-and-home series as the 2-1 climbs high. Runs the count to 3-1, and means Trevor Clemens is going to head on out and have a talk with his battery mate. After that, the Braves will not have a Peach Belt Conference affair for quite a while. Head to Milledgeville, Georgia, next Friday to take on the Georgia College Bobcats when the Braves rejoin Peach Belt Conference action. UNCP has quite a hill to climb. Top-tier teams in the Peach Belt Conference are looked upon highly at the national level. Flagler University garnering some number 1 rankings with their 12-0 mark in PBC play, 17 games in a row for that team. This one delivered softly on to right field, a little bloop single for Tyler Schneider. Mellett advances to second. It's 2 aboard for Wingate here in the 6th inning.
The right fielder, Tanner Forey.
Schneider just able to make contact on the edge of his bat there. Seth Hardings wasn't able to get there in time. And Tanner Forey now for Wingate in the 6th. UNCP still ahead 6-0. Run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. Helped a lot by some defensive miscues for the Bulldogs. 4 errors today from Wingate. 3 of the 6 runs that Nick Stegman allowed were unearned. Quick heel turn from Trace Hagler on the bump, and a look back to second base. McCann Mallet doesn't really move too much. Again, Mellett 3 for 4 on the season. Schneider at first is 2 for 5 in his stolen base attempts. Might not see a double steal on its way. Even if you did, they'd probably go to 3rd. First pitch on to Tanner Forey is on the outside corner for strike 1. Forey a part of that immaculate inning. 2nd strikeout victim. Popped out in the 1st as well. The next. Curveball comes high. Forey a .306 batter this season. One of the greatest power hitters on this squad. 10 home runs. That's in the top 6 of the country through this point of the year. The 1-1 skips in low. Runner's going to advance as Trevor Clemens traces it back to the backstop. Trace Hagler struggling a little bit with that command of the zone. As you see there, McCann Mellett advancing to 3rd. Schneider on to second base. And now a 2-1 count on Tanner Forey. High kick, sending home. Hagler hits the outside part of the zone, and the count even at 2 apiece. This is where Hagler needs to assert himself. Forey, while he is one of the best in the country in home runs, one of the worst in the country in strike zone discipline. 42 Ks and 85 at-bats this year. The 2-2. Fastball low. That fills us up. Still nobody out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 6th inning. Hagler looking for that grip. You can see him fiddling with it in the glove. Finally kicks. Sends the 3-2 home. This one lifted high, fairly deep to the right side, but well playable. Has a bit of carry. Over to the track now goes Luke Jackson. He reaches up. It's over his head. Jackson lost it in the sun. He's misplaying it as one run comes home. Another on its way in. It's 6-2 Wingate as Tanner Forey finds his way into third base. That one just kept climbing higher and higher and higher before Luke Jackson finally just lost it in the sky. Incredible loss there for Luke Jackson. 2 runs across. It's 6-2 Wingate, or UNCP, I should say. And there's the action taking place in the bullpen. Aaron Biggerstaff for UNC Pembroke. Potential to make a change now as head coach Paul O'Neill is on his way out. Still tagged up as a triple for Tanner Forey. And tags on the first 2 runs today for Wingate. Both of them on Trace Hagler. He'll be lifted. Aaron Biggerstaff on the mound when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Time for the Mount Holly native to take the reins for UNC Pembroke. 6th appearance for Aaron Biggerstaff this season. Hoping to smooth the ship. Line not final on Trace Hagler, but as it stands so far, right-hander did not record an out, faced 3 batters, gave up 2 runs, both of which were earned. He's responsible for the runner on third base. 2 hits allowed by Hagler, walking 1, and of course striking out none. Only 18 pitches thrown by Trace in the relief outing. Makes way for Aaron Biggerstaff. You already saw the numbers coming off of a mildly successful relief appearance against Lander at the end of last month, last time the Braves were here in Pembroke, and ending in a third of work. Only giving up 1 run on 2 hits. Striking out 1, walking 2 in the process. It was that 13-11 victory to close out the series for UNCP. It'll be Biggerstaff now against Bradley Brown. The designated hitter watches the first pitch on the outside corner of the zone for strike 1. Leadoff walk allowed by Trace Hagler to McCann Mellett, then a single from Tyler Schneider. Both advancing on wild pitches, then a triple from Tanner Forey. Over to the right field warning track, lost in the clouds by Luke Jackson. Allowing Forey all the way to third, and of course both runs across to make it a 6-2 ball game. That next pitch too far outside, the count even at 1. Next from Biggerstaff, curveball riding high, a swing and a miss. Count to 1-2. Brown 0 for 2 on the day, closed out the 4th inning with a strikeout, grounded out to start the 2nd. Only batting at a .237 clip the designated hitter is this year, but still second best on the team with his 8 home runs. When he makes contact, he drives it. Doesn't make contact there, swing and a miss, strike 3. 8 Ks on the day for Braves pitching, and Biggerstaff starts this one outright. That's one of the great things about Aaron Biggerstaff. When he gets on the mound, when he gets into his work, he doesn't relent. Motion is consistent. His rhythm is sublime. Sends home once more. Check swing. On the outside corner regardless. First pitch to Andrew Llewellyn. Strike 1. Llewellyn 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out back in the 2nd. Walked in the 5th. Got tagged out on a fielder's choice. Runner on 3rd. The next. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Count 0-2. This Braves pitching staff, one of the best in the Peach Belt Conference, top quarter in the country in those strikeout numbers, 9.5 per game. Ball to glove, the 0-2 from Biggerstaff, rides high, just a bit too high. A ball and 2 strikes now. Zach Little warming up in the on-deck circle for Wingate. Top of the 6th here, we sit at Cox Field, 6-2 UNC Pembroke leads. Set once more. Biggerstaff brings home. This one line to left field, a base hit. A run's going to score. Balcom fields it on a few hops, ready to fire into second. It's an RBI single for Andrew Llewellyn. That run comes across on Trace Hagler's line, so it puts it final on his day. 3 earned runs for Hagler, only facing 3 batters. At the very least, that'll be a line to build upon for Hagler next time he sees the mound. But it puts the double play ball in effect for Aaron Biggerstaff at this point. He'll face off the number 7 batter, Zach Little, right-hander in the box now. First pitch, a slider, too far outside for a ball. Little 0 for 2 on the day. Ended the 2nd inning on a strikeout, popped out in the 5th. Junior right-hander. Back in. The runner goes. This one, the hit and run, delivered to left field. Another base hit. Back-to-back singles for Wingate. On to third base. Andrew Llewellyn slides in safely as it just skips away from Fred Stewart. Braves backed it up well enough, but it allows Zach Little to advance to second. So Llewellyn on to third. Little with a single moves on to second from the throw. It's runners at second and third now on back-to-back singles from Wingate. Great hit and run there from the Bulldogs, and Trent Wynn, the tying run, suddenly at the plate. Fortunately, does not have a home run this season, only 4 for 19. Senior right-hander calls for time real quick. Backs out, readjusts. We're ready to go now. Biggerstaff drops the glove to his waist, sends high on a breaking ball to start this at-bat. This is the point in the order where Wingate starts to really get into it. That third time through the order here in the 6th inning, the 7th inning, they do very well. 70 runs this year Wingate has scored in the 6th and 7th innings alone, as the 1-0 also sails high to Trent Wynn. 70 runs. That's 40% of the offense that Wingate has had this year, and that's only in 2 innings. Once they reach the bullpens, once they get late in games, they really start to drill it. That one line foul by Trent Wynn. Just across third base, and we'll do it at 2-1. Once this team settles in, they really get going. That much is for sure. Wynn's reached twice today, but he's 0 for 2. Found his way on an error back in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. We're here in the 6th. Braves ahead 6-3. Wynn delivers this one deep to left field. A bad step on it. Balcom back to the track, to the wall. This game is tied. A 6-run inning for Wingate. Pitching miscues from UNC Pembroke, and a 3-run home run from Trent Wynn. His first of the season ties us at 6. You never would have expected that coming into this inning. Still only 1 gone here in the 6th inning. And out of nowhere, Wingate has put on 6 runs in only 8 batters. Brett Bratton. First pitch, a strike. Brandon, a double back in the 5th, got stranded at 2nd. Struck out looking in the 3rd, delivers this one softly to second base. Seth Hardings fields it on a hop, Sends the first in time for the out, 4-3. The way it goes for those of you back home. Back to the top of the order we go. The ninth batter for Wingate in this frame. Ty Andrus. Andrus 1 for 2 on the day. Led off the game with a single. Stole second base for his 13th of the year. Got stranded there at second, though. Sacrificed back in the third, a bunt up the third baseline, and then popped out last inning. Much different ball game than the last time he stepped into this one. Golf swing, sends it to short. Trey Jacobs fields it, fires across the diamond in time for the out. Bulldogs send 9 to the plate in the frame, and they tie this game up at 6. We got a much different ball game on our hands. Back with the bottom when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
We got a much different ball game on our hands, folks. A 6th spot for Wingate in the 6th inning. And we're knotted at 6 apiece. Bottom half of the order for UNCP here in this frame. 7, 8, and 9 batters. Seth Hardings will start things off for the Braves. UNC Pembroke put up a run in the second on back-to-back doubles. 2 in the third on a well-placed single and a nice ground out from Trey Jacobs with a runner at third. Error from Wingate mixed into that to help out the cause. And then an error-laced 4th inning. Let 3 runs come across for UNCP. And the first offering for Seth Hardings is a strike on the outside corner. Hardings 1 for 2 on the day. Singled back in the 4th inning. Made his way around to score. And another pitch on the outside edge. Strike 2. Second baseman popped out in the 2nd inning. Generals Ford, North Carolina native. 366 average this season. The next, 0-2, too far inside. Austin Turgeon still working on the mound for Wingate. Relief appearance from Nick Stegman. Stegman feeling much better about his numbers today now that he's in line for a no decision. Hardings, hard grounder to the third baseman, off the glove of Tyler Schneider. Another misplay there from the hot corner. Leadoff man aboard for UNCP. Hard hit enough from Hardings to constitute a single. Hit number 7 today for UNC Pembroke. Words of wisdom there from Alex Pierce, first base coach for UNCP. Bobby Dixon now for UNCP. Looking on to third base coach Jeff Jefferson, a new sign. Freshman in the box now. Righty on righty. Turgeon looks back the runner at first. Just a second, sends home a curveball. Just a tad bit high, too far inside as well. Run the count to 1-0. Dixon already scoring once today, but he's still 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice back in that 3-run 4th inning. Runner at first with none gone. Knotted at 6 here in the 6th inning. The throw to first as Seth Harding slides back in safely. Just a tad bit low. Zach Little able to scoop it out of the dirt. Hardings is 7 for 8 this year in his stolen base attempts. Braves haven't really tried for it yet. Big swing and a miss there from Bobby Dixon. Pitch coming in just a tad low. Dixon unable to find a good barrel on it. That evens us up at 1 apiece. Outfield fairly deep for Dixon. Straight away. Middle infield wants that double play ball. The 1-1, skied high, shallow to the right side, marking in foul territory. Tanner Forey makes the play. Right fielder just a step across the first base foul line, and it's one gone here in the 6th inning. Bottom of the order for UNC Pembroke, Fred Stewart, the 9-hole. Second collegiate start for this freshman. Come up empty so far in this game. 2 strikeouts, both at the hands of Nick Stegman. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and the first offering comes in just a tad low. Scoots away from Andrew Llewellyn, allowing Seth Hardings to advance to second. That's something Wingate's definitely struggled with this game, those wild pitches. Braves have been gifted plenty of free bases today. Turgeon looks in for new sign, sends home. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss. Stewart a little behind on that pitch. It came in low as well. Third baseman back for more. 1-1. Here it comes. This one driven to deep left center, but still playable. Racing on it, Ty Andrus. Long track for that one, but Andrus is able to haul it in. With Fred Stewart, it's pretty much all or nothing. He's now 2 for 7 on the year, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs. So you can assume when he puts it in play, it's either a home run or at the very least a deep pop-up. That time it was just a deep pop-up. 2 gone here in the 6th inning. Roberto Rivera for UNC Pembroke. Roberto, 361 average on the season, only 1 for 2 after drawing a walk in the 3rd inning. He came around to score. Singled in the 4th, got stranded at second base. See what he has here. First offering is low and, again, skips away from Andrew Llewellyn. Another free base on another wild pitch for Seth Hardings. On to third he goes. Roberto also had an RBI single, part of that 3-run 4th inning, I should say. Wind dying down here at Sammy Cox Field ever so slightly. Still fairly chilly, though. 53 degrees, first pitch temperature, all the way back at 4:59. It's definitely dipped just a little bit as the sun starts to go down, even with the daylight savings time. Lights have to be turned on at some point before we reach the conclusion of this one. Next one to Roberto comes in a tad low, and the count 2-0. Back on to another from Turgeon. This one hits the bottom of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike now for the senior. Righty on righty as Hardings takes a mild lead off of third base. Out of the stretch, Turgeon sends home, and the pitch comes high. Huge opportunity here for Roberto Rivera to turn on one. With 2 gone, a runner at third. Braves could retake the lead. We're not at 6 right now. The hitters count. Soft grounder to the left side. Playable, but lost by the shortstop, Brett Branton. Braves lead. Roberto Rivera, a 2-out single to put UNC Pembroke on top 7-6. Sun shines on Roberto Rivera. That much is for sure. Back-to-back RBI singles for the senior center fielder. Came at a very crucial time after the pitching staff gave up that 6th spot. Still 2 out. Now Trevor Clemens for UNC Pembroke. Clemens already a pair of RBIs today, a single in the 3rd inning, a pop out in the 4th. Also has a pop out in the 1st, but of course that one didn't drive home a run. Might get a pitching change right now as head coach Jeff Gregory out to talk things over with his hurler Austin Turgeon. That's exactly what we're going to see. Back in a moment. Braves lead 7-6 on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Day over for Austin Turgeon. Josh Kirkland onto the mound for Wingate and the Bulldogs. Right-handed sophomore out of Waxhaw, North Carolina. Team's ERA leader last season. Slung a team-best .284 in 12 2/3 innings of work, holding his opponents to a .250 batting average so far on the year. 2-0 record for Kirkland, 10 1/3 innings of work, as they've definitely given him a lot more opportunities in his sophomore campaign. A 2.61 ERA, striking out 6, walking 6 on the year. Line not yet final for Austin Turgeon. He's responsible for the runner on first, but it looks like this so far. 2 1/3 inning of work, 1 run allowed. It was unearned on 2 hits. Didn't walk anybody, didn't strike anybody out on 34 pitches. Again, 2 1/3 innings, 1 run, unearned, 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, 34 pitches for Austin Turgeon. Josh Kirkland will face off against Trevor Clemens to get things underway. Here in the closing of the 6th inning. Still 2 gone, Braves ahead 7-6. Back and forth offensive day from both sides. UNC Pembroke putting up 6 unanswered. Run in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and then Wingate, a 6-run 6th inning to tie things up. Seth Harding's a leadoff single here in this one. Bobby Dixon and Fred Stewart both popping out before Roberto Rivera delivering an RBI single. First pitch into Trevor Clemens. Skips away for just a second, but Andrew Llewellyn able to keep this one from the backstop. Roberto Rivera stays at first. Clemens already 2 RBIs in the day. Would love another one here with 2 outs. Rivera takes off. The pitch comes in low. The throw a bit low, but it's in time. Rivera nabbed on the base paths. 3rd time this season, and the inning is over. Braves tag on 1, though, and they still lead 7-6. Back with the 7th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Well, the bullpen day continues for Paul O'Neill's squad. Blake Helms now on the mound for UNC Pembroke. See the numbers there. 7th appearance this season. 9.18 ERA. Braves relievers had been dropping their numbers through those first 5 before that 6th came to town. Wingate brought all 9 to the plate, put on that full 6. Tied the game at 6. Braves able to retake the lead, fortunately enough. Bookending a couple of singles to bring a run home, make it a 7-6 ball game. And The left-hander out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina will try and keep things the way they are for UNC Pembroke. Replacing Aaron Biggerstaff, final line on the day for Biggerstaff. An inning of work, giving up 3 runs, all of which were earned on 3 hits. The main one being that 3-run home run from Trent Wynn, first of the season there for the senior. Biggerstaff had 1 strikeout, didn't walk anybody, did it all on 17 pitches, only 12 of which were strikes. Again, that line on Aaron. An inning of work as Hank Simpson already warming up in the bullpen for UNC Pembroke. See if we can get you his numbers as well. 3 runs allowed from Aaron Biggerstaff, all 3 earned on 3 hits. Didn't walk anybody, didn't strike anybody out. 17 pitches, 12 strikes. And again, it's a bullpen day for UNC Pembroke. If the score remains as it is, 1, maybe 2, potentially even 3 pitchers needed to just get you through these final 3 innings before you can turn your attention to Winston-Salem State this weekend. 2, 3, 4 batters for the Bulldogs here in this 7th inning. McCann Mellett to take the reins. Of course, led off last inning as well with a walk. Came around to score. And time before we get that first pitch. Of course, when Mellett was in the batter's box last time, he was facing off against Trace Hagler. Hagler came in to replace Thomas Durant. Right-hander there only facing 3 batters, not recording single out before he was lifted for Biggerstaff. First pitch to Mellett is outside the zone for ball 1. The next one comes low. It's been a stark difference for UNC Pembroke pitching after the early start from Cole Lovin and Thomas Durant, the 2 pitchers combining for 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. Both of them getting well ahead of the counts early. Things definitely falling out of sorts, just a little bit more often than usual for UNC Pembroke pitching here in the second half of this ballgame. 2 walks allowed, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Andrew Llewellyn, and then, of course, Mellett, as mentioned earlier, and he's well on his way to another one here with a 3-0 count. And last pitch, just too far outside. Left-hander sends home. 3-0 just on the outside corner for strike 1. After Thomas Durant left the game, the Braves have only had 1 strikeout. That was the one from Biggerstaff last inning. That one's fouled off. Fills us up. They'd love another one at the very least. Get the pitching staff back into it. The 3-2. Golf swing. Lifted foul to the left side, out of play. With the walk, Mellett 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out, a strikeout. Still good for a 3.04 average on the season, though. The payoff. Too far inside, it's a leadoff walk. Well, hopefully the 7th inning doesn't go the same way as the 6th, even though it starts the same. Leadoff full count walk to McCann Mellett, now Tyler Schneider. Sun just coming to a set here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Sammy and Anita Cox Field. Covered in shadows as the lights just now turned on. Nice amber color across the sky with the minimal cloud coverage in the first offering. Too far outside on a square to bunt. The throw down to first from Trevor Clemens is much too high. McCann Mellett back into first safely. Pitch a ball, make it 1-0. Mellett 3 for 4 on the season in stolen base attempts. Let's see what they go for here. And time signaled. Head coach Paul O'Neill out to have a word. Looking through that lineup card, might we be having a change already? You already saw Blake Helms struggling a tad bit, and the ball being taken from him. Paul O'Neill wasting no time. Hank Simpson will be the pitcher on the mound when we return. 7-6 Braves lead on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. Four values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
Well, probably the shortest possible lead you can have. Blake Helms lifted after only facing one batter. Gave up a walk on 7 pitches, only 3 of which were strikes. There you see Hank Simpson. 7th outing this year for the right-hander. Trying to increase that, or I shouldn't say increase, trying to decrease that 4.22 ERA. He'll try it against Tyler Schneider to start things off. First offering is low and away. Simpson coming off of a couple of outings at Young Harris. Braves only taking 1 of 3 on the road in Young Harris, Georgia for that series. Most recent outing, Simpson went an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits, an unearned run. Striking out 1, didn't give up a walk either. Inherits a 1-0 count from Blake Helms, makes it 2-0 on that first pitch outside. Toss back to first base. Not in time. Backslides McCann Mellett. Simpson, the tall, lanky, 6-foot, 8-inch, right-handed junior out of Holly Springs, North Carolina, brings home once more. Again, a pitch too far outside. Not a good start for Braves pitching here in the 7th inning as the offense was just able to retake the lead. Braves put on the first 6 of this game. Wingate responded with 6 of their own before the Braves were able to pop on a 7th. 3-0. Squaring to bunt, Tyler Schneider pulls it back and watches one just on the outside corner. Schneider 1 for 3 today. Singled, came around to score a part of that 6-run inning. Struck out in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st. Right-hander back for work. Squares once more. The 3-1 sent up the first base line, and a rough bounce pulls it foul. Rough for Schneider, fortunate for the Braves as it runs the count full. Changes the tone of this at-bat for Tyler Schneider. Tanner Forey warming up in the on-deck circle for Wingate. Simpson not one to waste any time, but Schneider using his own to get back into the batter's box, waiting for some signs from his third base coach, Dusty White. Finally ready to go. Simpson leans in hard out of the stretch. Brings ball to glove. Before the payoff comes, a toss back to first base. Connor Granger covering. McCann Mellett back in safely. Again, Mellett only 3 for 4 on the season in his stolen base attempts. Still none gone in this 7-6 ball game. Top of the 7th, we sit. Lights doing most of the work now here at Sammy Cox Field. The runner goes, pulling back as the pitch is fouled off. Could have been a good hit and run if Schneider was just a little earlier on it. Trevor Clemens out to have a quick chat. Talking it over with hurler Hank Simpson. 6th pitcher UNC Pembroke has used today, the starter Cole Lovin going the deepest. Only working 3 innings, though, gave up a single hit, didn't give up a walk, struck out 4. And that was it. Great day for Cole Lovin in his first start this year. Finally, the payoff pitch on its way, too far inside. Back-to-back walks for Braves pitching. Not a good start to this 7th inning. So you see Mellett there at second. Schneider now at first. And now Tanner Forey. Much a similar way that sixth inning went. Forey stepped in with none gone and 2 on. Delivered a 2 RBI triple to right field. Simpson trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. First pitch to Forey. Big swing and a miss. He was looking for something there, but the fastball came low. That triple, the only hit for Forey today. Struck out in the fourth, popped out in the first. Simpson sends home the 0-1. Fisted back to the screen, foul. It's Braves pitching staff, usually on the lighter side when it comes to the walks. They're above their average already. That one to Schneider being the 4th today, allowed by Braves pitching. Forey back in for this 0-2 pitch. Middle infield wants that double play ball. Simpson sends low and away. Got to keep it low, especially against a power hitter like Tanner Forey. 10 home runs on the season. In the top 10 here in the NCAA. Got to get one of those ground balls. The 1-2 from Simpson. Skied high, foul, out of play. Across the right side, so we'll stick around for another 1-2. Bradley Brown should get a chance. At the very least, barring a triple play. Still none on with Tyler Schneider at first, McCann Mellett at second. Forey here at the plate with the 1-2 count in front of him. Simpson wasting no time into the stretch. Looks back the runner at second and Mellett. Once more, finally sends home. Slider, too far outside. Fans here at Sammy Cox Field groaning for it just a little bit. Decent turnout regardless of the weather. Wind has definitely receded just enough to make it a little more enjoyable than it was around the start of game time. Pushing in around 10 miles an hour back at 4:59's first pitch. We can finally relax and enjoy some more baseball. The 2-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. Simpson brought it in low and got Forey to chase. That's 9 strikeouts on the day for Braves pitching. Simpson into it now. 13 Ks on the year.
Designated hitter number 33, Bradley Brown.
Brings way for the designated hitter. Brown 0 for 3 on the day. Pair of strikeouts for the lefty. Simpson would love another one. First pitch. Comes in a tad low. Simpson comes set once more. 1-0 on its way. Off speed, again comes just a tad bit high. This is, of course, where the Braves have struggled the most this season when it comes to late-in-game opportunities like this. Giving up a couple of games from their bullpen, but still plenty of depth. That's the important thing, especially with Simpson here in the 7th inning, being the 6th pitcher for UNCP. Grounded to first, in time to second. The throw back to first. Simpson not able to field it in time. I think they say his foot was off the bag. Paul O'Neill is out to talk through with this one. Fielder's choice nearly went 3-4-1, but base umpire Drew Meadows says no. Fans not too happy about this one. Paul O'Neill out to talk it over. I think Drew Meadows is explaining how it went through. From this vantage point, I can see it being that Hank Simpson might have come off the bag just a little bit. Regardless, fielder's choice allows Brown aboard safely. Moves Mellett onto third base. Schneider is the one eliminated on the base paths. Makes it 2 away here in the 7th inning. First time Bradley Brown has found himself aboard today. Now they're just talking it through. Meadows explaining it through, and it looks like quick conversation between the two umpires. Drew Meadows, Warren Knepp has been working behind the plate today. Talking it over. About midway down the first base line, Hank Simpson just chilling on the mound right now. Conversating with Trey Jacobs, and was a bit of an appeal from home plate umpire Warren Knepp, but the call remains. Meadows signifying safe once more.
Catcher number 8, Andrew Llewellyn.
So just a lengthy battle there. Nothing different of it, though, and Andrew Llewellyn now for Wingate. Runners at the corners. Tying run, 90 feet away. Top of the 7th we sit here at Sammy Cox Field. Llewellyn 1 for 2 today. RBI single and a run scored last inning in that 6-run frame. Struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 5th. Bradley Brown on 1st, Mellett on 3rd. Simpson looks in, out of the stretch, brings ball to glove. Agrees with Clemens on the side, fires home. Fastball on the outside corner, gets the fans into it for strike 1. Simpson, 13 strikeouts on the season, already 1 in this outing. Llewellyn back into the batter's box now. Simpson comes set once more. Glove waist high, delivers home. This pitch on the inside edge for strike 2. Great diversification there from Hank Simpson to get ahead in the count. Simpson foots the rubber. Fans getting a little riled up now, looking for the 2nd strikeout this frame. Agrees on the sign with Clemens. Hank Simpson delivers. Just too far outside. Simpson, already a step off the mound, was waiting for Andrew Llewellyn to be rung up. Simpson still ahead in the count. Llewellyn, 19 strikeouts on the season. The right-handed junior hoping to keep it there. Simpson back into rhythm. Sends the 1-2 home. Check swing on the outside corner. Strike 3. 2 Ks in the frame. Simpson strands 2, and the Braves still lead. Back with the bottom of the 7th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Well, Hank Simpson providing a breath of fresh air for the UNCP bullpen. Makes way for the offense to try and pad a 1-run lead here in the 7th inning. Josh Kirkland still on the mound for Wingate as the Braves lead 7-6. Matt Zabata is here with you on the UNCP Sports Network, our fantastic crew, taking the time out of their day to help us bring you Braves baseball. Trevor Williams, our great producer, director, calling the shots today. Kirkland so far on the day, only single out recorded. Took him a couple of pitches to do it in relief of Austin Turgeon. Once the Braves were able to bring that leading run across, Turgeon got the quick boot. They'll see if they can do something similar here against the right-hander Karklin. Heart of the order for UNC Pembroke. Trevor Clemens, Trey Jacobs, Ethan Baucom in this frame. Clemens settles in now. The left-hander holds the bat high above that back shoulder. Ready for the first offering. It's a nice breaking ball. This one hits the bottom of the zone. Take it for strike one. Clemens a good day so far. Only 1 for 2, but 2 RBIs. Randleman, North Carolina native, settles in for pitch number 2 of this at-bat. Swing and a miss. Curveball. Catches him for strike 2. Trevor popped out his first time up in the first, grounded out in the fourth, drove in a run though, and then back in the third, an RBI single, came around to score. Following that single, an error made him get to third. Here's the 0-2 to Trevor. Low and away, run it to 1-2. Fantastic season so far for the freshman, batting at .396. Helping out with the offense of this team. One, two, low and away.
If the ball goes in the play, hit 2. If it stays with the pitcher, just stay with it.
2-2 on to Clemens. Fastball just a bit too far inside. Let's run the count full. Trevor, of course, one of the better on this squad in terms of contact with that .396 number, but one of the best in the nation when it comes to that strike zone discipline. 23 walks in the top 5 of the NCAA. The 3-2 on the bottom of the zone, and that one not as disciplined. Strikeout number 1 today for Josh Karklin. First time Clemens gone down on the K in quite a while. Only the 8th time this year. Turns it over to Trey Jacobs now here in the 7th. Braves still ahead by a run. Great practice acts there from the shortstop today. 2 home runs on the season for the sophomore. Hoping if he can get another. UNC Pembroke hoping they can add on to this lead. Jacobs taking the first one back to the screen for strike 1. A little late, a little low on that contact. Trey has not been into the batter's box since the 4th inning. Back when he popped out. The 0-1 on its way. Jacobs watches it just a tad low to run the count even. 0 for 3 day from Trey, but he does have an RBI, a ground out back in the 3rd inning. Holds down low. Josh Karklin brings ball to glove. Reliever works out of the stretch continually. The 1-1 skips in. It evens us up at, or rather takes us from even and moves us to 2-1. Karklin again ready. 2-1 on its way. Jacobs watches it low. 3 balls and a strike. Bottom of the 7th we sit. 7-6 UNC Pembroke atop. Putting on the first 6 run of this game. Wingate responding with 6 of their own. The 3-1. Popped foul to the left side, out of play. Jacobs will dig in for one more at the very least. The 3-2. Jacobs takes it high and sends it back to the screen. Count remains for another. Outfield fairly deep for Trey. Step for the left-hander to pull. The 3-2. Curveball delivered to right center field. This one has a chance to touch down in the gap. It does. One hops the wall. Jacobs on his way to second base. He's in there standing. 1 out double from Trey Jacobs. And UNC Pembroke is a runner in scoring position. I gotta say, as uneventful as a double can be, that double was fairly uneventful. But a double's a double any way you slice it. And that's number 8 on the year for Trey Jacobs. Pulls way for Ethan Baucom. Why is this still going on? Baucom a decent day at the plate. He's reached on an error. That's been about it. A couple of pop-outs. But he did drive in a run in the process of that error. Big chance to drive in another here with a runner at second base, and he delivers this one to deep left field at the track, at the wall. It's out of here. A line drive, 2-run shot. And Ethan Baucom makes it 9-6. That one was in a hurry to get out of here. 5th home run this season for the sophomore. Got the Brave dugout back into it. That's the padding they were hoping for. We sit here in the top or bottom of the 7th. And now Luke Jackson for UNC Pembroke. Jackson 1 for 3 on the day. Part of that double string that got the Braves on the board back in the 2nd inning. 1-out double came around to score on Connor Granger's double immediately after. Junior still batting at a .385 clip this season. UNC Pembroke, as a team, really knows how to make contact. .377 as a full unit from top to bottom. The 1-1 to Jackson. Low and away. Run it to 2-1. UNC Pembroke stringing together hits at very opportune times today. That much can be said. We're coupled with a couple of defensive miscues from Wingate as this one's lifted high to the right side. In the range of Tanner Forey, he has it in the glove. So 2 gone here in the 7th inning. Back to what I was saying, though. Braves really pulling together hits at the right time. Of course, the back-to-back doubles from Luke Jackson and Connor Granger in the 2nd to open up the scoring. Then well-timed singles from Trevor Clemens in the 3rd. Then Seth Hardings in the 4th. In the 5th as well. In the 6th, then Seth Hardings again. Roberto Rivera to close out that inning. He got caught stealing to end the frame, but still drove in the run to give UNC Pembroke the lead again. And now Connor Granger, here with 2 gone, watches one on the outside corner for strike 1. Granger 2 for 3 today. That RBI double mentioned earlier, a single and a run scored as well on the 4th. Watches another one on the outside corner for strike 2. Granger also popped out in the 5th. Deep look in there from Josh Karklin. Hoping to close out the side with a nice K. The 0-2 on its way. Curveball. Just barely tapped off the plate. Granger able to stick alive on that one. Fans getting a little more into it here at Sammy Cox Field. Braves pulling back ahead after giving up 6 straight. The 0-2. Fastball, very fast, but skips in low. This is the first real taste I think we've seen of the velocity Josh Karklin has in the tank. The 1-2. Curveball, bounced to the left side. A little bit of a high one and off the glove of the shortstop, Brett Branton. Think that's safe to say a single. It is. Connor Granger with 2 outs, finding himself to first base. How about the day for the freshman, making an argument that he should start once Peach Belt Conference play comes back. 3 for 4 on the day. 2 singles, and RBI double as well. Makes way for Seth Hardings now. But before that, we might see a pitching change. Out to talk things over, Jeff Gregory for Wingate and the Bulldogs as Josh Carkland's day come to an end. It has. Back in a moment on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
New hurler on the mound for Wingate, Alex Rodriguez. No, not that Alex Rodriguez. This Alex Rodriguez is a right-handed sophomore out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. He's coming in of relief of Josh Carkland. Line not yet final on Carkland, but looks like this so far. An inning of work, 2 runs allowed, both earned on 2 hits. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 1 on 20 pitches. He's responsible for the runner at first. Again, an inning of work, 2 runs, both allowed. 2 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Rodriguez last season, 14 appearances in his freshman campaign. Registered 5 starts and a 6.08 ERA, only going 26 2/3 of an inning. Picked up 26 strikeouts, though, and a couple of great performances. Some against Claflin, Erskine. Hoping to see if he can put some together here against UNC Pembroke while his team trails 9-6. Braves tacking on 6 straight to open the contest, giving up 6 straight for Wingate to tie the game. A run in the 6th inning for UNCP. Then here in the 7th, 1-out double from Trey Jacobs. 2-run home run from Ethan Balcom, 5th of the season for the sophomore, to sit us where we're at now. UNC Pembroke bringing in a pinch runner in Connor Granger. Granger lifted for Kevon Perkins. Granger the first baseman today after registering that 2-out single. There's Perkins you see there is Seth Hardings. We'll dig into the batter's box, right-hander. Hoping to maybe add on a little more padding for UNC Pembroke, because it's already been established that even a 6-run lead is not enough at points for anybody on the field. That's the great thing about baseball. First pitch into Hardings, taken for a strike. When it comes down to it in a game of baseball, no lead is ever really, truly safe. Batter always gets his chance. The 0-1 onto Hardings is too far outside the zone. Evens us up at 1 apiece. The 1-1, no, a toss back to first base. Perkins slides in safely. Kevon 3 for 3 this season in his stolen base attempts. I doubt he'd risk it, though, with already 2 outs here in the 7th inning. All comes down to the potential of Seth Hardings making contact. The 1-1, a nice curveball. This one finds its way right down central. Run the count to 1-2. Hardings 2 for 3 on the day. A pair of singles, a pair of runs scored. He's found his way around the base paths in interesting ways, though. Back in the 4th inning, he, of course, singled. Reached 2nd on a wild pitch. Reached 3rd on an error by the 3rd baseman. Then came around to score on a Another single. Chance to single there, but a liner right to left field. Trent Wynn able to haul it in. Braves tag on two. Two-run shot from Ethan Balkum. It's a 9-6 ball game. Back with the 8th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Hank Simpson still working on the mound. That's one of the few consistent things for UNC Pembroke moving here into the 8th inning. Defensive changes for the Braves here in the 8th, with Kevon Perkins replacing Connor Granger on the base paths last inning. Of course, he's replacing him in the field as well. So the shifts look like this. Ethan Balkum moves from left field to first base to replace Connor Granger at first base. Replacing Balkum in left field is Luke Jackson from right field, and Kevon Perkins replaces Luke Jackson in right field. Hopefully I explained that well enough for you. Ethan Balkum now at first base, Luke Jackson now in left field, and Kevon Perkins now in right field. Hank Simpson still on the mound, and near running bunt there from the leadoff man Zach Little. Little bit of contact made, taken for a strike, in the count 0-1 on the junior first baseman. Little 1 for 3 today, a single and a run scored back in that 6-run 6th inning for Wingate. Simpson trying to make sure that those are the only runs Wingate scores. Climbing the ladder, swing and a miss from Zach Little. .363 average on the season for the junior. 33 for 91, 12 strikeouts. He's only walked twice, though. You can really place your pitches well against a guy like this. The 0-2. Here's Exhibit A. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. Strike 3 to Zach Little. 11 strikeouts today for Braves pitching. The arms are on fire.
Left fielder number 41, Trent Wynn.
3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out to start this inning for Hank Simpson. Trent Wynn into the batter's box now, representing the 8-hole. 3-run home run tied this game back in the 6th inning. He watches the first pitch low. Simpson, a good outing so far, coming in relief of Blake Helms, who was left on a very, very short leash, only throwing 7 pitches, facing 1 batter, as that 1-0 sails too far outside. Tack on another as Simpson comes set for 1 more. The 2-0 on its way. This one skied high, just a little bit past the infield. Backing up on it, Trey Jacobs, the shortstop, calls for it, drops it off his wrist. He was well within the vicinity, had it well within reach. But Trey Jacobs just misplayed it. So E6 for those of you scoring back at home, and Trent Wynn finds himself aboard. Still 1 gone here in the 8th inning. Number 9 hole, Brett Branton. Simpson, a decent day as it rolls, with the out already recorded, and ending in a 3rd of work. Only walking 1, striking out 3. Not a single hit allowed. First pitch. Beautiful slider. Sneaks back inside the zone for strike 1. Branton 1 for 3 today. A double back in the 5th inning. Got stranded at 2nd. Struck out looking in the 3rd. Grounded out in that 6th inning. Still 9-6 in favor of UNC Pembroke. The 0-1 from Simpson. Another slider. This one hits the outside corner of the zone for strike 2. Both sides looking on for new signs. Clemens getting the signal from head coach Paul O'Neill in the dugout. Third base coach Dusty White relaying the signal on to Brett Branton in the batter's box. The 0-2 from Simpson, sent a little too far outside. The pickoff throw back to first, not in time. Trevor Clemens is not one to shy away from that fast toss down the first base line. Only one time this season, though, has it gotten out of hand. Does have one pickoff as well, so should be a fair trade-off if you want to take a gamble at it. Count runs to 1 and 2, though, after that. The next one, just a bit too low. That evens her up. Simpson will try and reset. Simpson takes a quick look back for just a second. Now back to first base for another moment before he comes set. Looks in, agrees with Clemens, fires home. This one, late swing, and a tap back to the screen for Brett Branton. He'll stick around for another one. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trent Wynn, a mild lead off of first base once Simpson comes set, reaching on that misplayed pop-up by Trey Jacobs at short. Simpson back to set. The pitch. This one, skied to left field, out of play. Great contact, but much too early for Brett Branton. 9-hole batter with only 1 home run this season. 10 extra base hits, 8 of them doubles. Simpson hoping to close out this at bat with a good punch out. Looks in for the sign. Love on the leg. Brings ball 2. The 2-2. Skips in. Top of the order, warming up in the on-deck circle, Ty Andrus. Should step into the batter's box, barring a double play, the middle infield. Step closer to the bag, hoping for one. Rays were unable to convert their last chance. It was a 3-4-1 opportunity. This one lined up to center field, a base hit. Roberto Rivera able to sidestep and pick it off the ground. Slings it back into the infield after the 1-out single. On to second base goes Trent Wynn. First base hit allowed today by Hank Simpson. The one positive thing there after an inning and a third of work so far. But it still loops around at the top of the order in Ty Andrus. Andrus been kept relatively quiet today. Big height difference between the pitcher on the mound and the batter at the plate. Hank Simpson standing at 6'8". Ty Andrus a full foot shorter and only 5'8". Tack on the height of the bump. I can imagine how towering of a presence that must be with Hank Simpson. First pitch, skied high on the infield. Seth Hardings reaches up, makes the play. Didn't want to shake Trey Jacobs after that misplayed ball, and it's now 2 gone here in the 8th inning. So a rough day so far for Ty Andrus. 1 for 4. Only hit coming on that leadoff single all the way back in the first inning. Now the 2-hole. With 2 gone, 2 on here in the 8th, McCann Mellett. He's been having a much better day. Granted, only a pair of walks. Reached third base each time, came around to score back in the 6th. Left-hander back into the box. First offering. Fastball. Just a tad bit too low. 1-0 the count. Mellett struck out back in the first inning. Grounded out in the third. Simpson comes set for one more. Looks back the runner at second for just a second. Fires home. On the outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Standing on second, Trent Wynn. Brett Branton at first. Braves 3 unanswered runs to take it from 6-6 to 9-6. Simpson again, a look back to second base. Fires home. The 1-1 is outside. Walks have gotten a little more troublesome for UNC Pembroke here in the second half of this game. Braves pitching struck out 7 through the first 4 innings. Didn't give up a single walk. Since then, they've only struck out 4, giving up 4 walks. Simpson, the 6th pitcher in a Braves uniform to step on the mound today. The 2-1 from Hank. Check swing. On the outside corner anyway, strike 2. Simpson wants to get back into his rhythm here. Close things out and move on to the bottom of the 8th. Braves will have the bottom of the order due up. Simpson comes set. The 2-2. Low and away. Clemens a little off balance to pick that one out of the dirt, able to save it from the backstop, keep the runners from advancing. But it runs the count full here with 2 on and 2 outs. 6 runs on 8 hits, 4 errors committed by Wingate, all of them coming in the 3rd and 4th inning. 9 runs on 11 hits for UNC Pembroke, 3 errors committed by the Braves. Simpson ready. The payoff pitch. Runners go on the inside corner. Strike 3. Tossed down to first base in time. That's 12 Ks on the day for Braves pitching. On to the bottom of the 8th we go. Braves ahead 9-6 on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Still Alex Rodriguez, not that Alex Rodriguez on the mound for Wingate. We enter the bottom half of the 8th inning. Right-handed A-Rod coasting through the rest of his, or I should say start of his outing. Only recording 1 out, though. That's all he needed to get through the 7th after Josh Carklin gave up a 2-run home run to Ethan Baucom. Quick hook from head coach Jeff Gregory, and Alex Rodriguez hoping to try and keep the score the same to give the Wingate offense a chance. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters here in the 8th inning for UNC Pembroke. They're hoping that this is the last time they step into the batter's box. First pitch from Rodriguez. On the outside corner, strike 1. Freshman Dixon today is 0 for 3. Did reach on a fielder's choice, came around to score, though. Next offering. Low in the zone, but snag it for a strike. Dixon, the native of Clayton, North Carolina. Tacking on a couple of big impact performances today. Of course, is the designated hitter, checking the swing there on a pitch outside. And their base coach, Jeff Jefferson, pacing back and forth in the box. Alex Pierce there in the background at first. Alex Rodriguez on the mound. Hurler sends home. Check swing. Just a bit too far outside. Dixon able to hold up and run the count even at 2. Good opportunity for Dixon to work on strike zone discipline here, especially when you're behind at the count 0-2. Freshman does not have a walk this season. The 2-2. Softly grounded across the third baseline. Foul to the Braves dugout, so another on its way. Both sides looking to pad their records before they head on the road. Wingate continues their road trip following this one. 3-game series down in Hartsville, South Carolina. The 2-2, line to the left side. Off the glove of the shortstop, Brett Branton once more. A leadoff single, Bobby Dixon. Hard round to first, but back he goes to the bag. Braves tacking on another hit. That's 12 today for the UNCP offense. And it looks like a quick pinch runner. Elijah Helton. So Helton, the redshirt junior out of Knoxville, will replace Bobby Dixon. A little more experience on the base paths for UNC Pembroke, wanting to make sure that their bullpen has just as much padding as they could use to try and record the final 3 outs in the 9th inning. Fred Stewart for UNC Pembroke. 0 for 3 day for Stewart. If he could get a hold of one, it would definitely lift the spirits for UNC Pembroke, make a case for Stewart to appear more once the Peach Belt Conference season rolls back around. Stewart squared on that, and they say he went around, so the count to 0-1. On to the signs from third base coach Jeff Jefferson. Rodriguez, the 4th hurler on the mound today for Wingate pitching. And again, squaring to bunt, again taking for a strike. Stewart took it a little too far up the line. Down in the count 0-2, changes this at bat. Runner at first is Elijah Helton, replaced Bobby Dixon, who singled on a 2-2 count. Still none gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Braves lead 9-6. Rodriguez has the sign out of the stretch, sends home, swing and a miss. Stewart goes down on straight pitches. 3rd strikeout today for the freshman. First strikeout for Alex Rodriguez, and the 5th for Wingate pitching. And with 1 gone here in the 8th, it turns around at the top of the order. The senior, New Jersey native, Roberto Rivera. Stays fairly consistent across the games, where heats up as the day goes on, and that's been the story today. Struck out to start out the game, walked in the 3rd, an RBI single in the 4th, and another in the 6th. Delivers the first pitch foul over the screen in right field. No balls and 1 strike on Berto. Back onto the third baseline, looking for new signs. Braves hoping to put that final nail in the coffin offensively here in this 8th inning. The next one under Roberto is on the outside corner for strike 2. Rodriguez looks in, has the new sign he likes, brings ball to glove. Roberto looks on. The 0-2 on its way, low and away. Trevor Clemens warming up in the on-deck circle for UNC Pembroke. Braves hoping to build upon and, of course, look ahead from a rough road trip. 6 games on the road, 5 of them in Peach Belt Conference play. Braves went 2-4 on the trip. Only wins came 1 against Young Harris, 1 against non-conference opponent Coker, as that pitch to Roberto sails up and away to run the count even at 2. Wingate, on the other hand, looking to trying to continue assert themselves, I should say. Leading the South Atlantic Conference with a 7-2 mark inside conference play. Roberto, a big swing and a miss. Foul tip, as a matter of fact, back into the glove of Andrew Llewellyn. Roberto goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today. Back-to-back Ks there for Alex Rodriguez. He's settling in here in the 8th inning. 2 gone. to make way for Trevor Clemens. Freshman garnering some conference recognition lately, and rightfully so. 371 average, 11 RBIs. First pitch, low and away, 1-0. Clemens second in the nation when it comes to those strike zone disciplines. 23 walks this season. Elijah Helton, the soft lead off of second base, and the 1-0 is up and away. Clemens has not garnered a walk so far today. Does have 2 RBIs, a single in the 3rd inning, and a pop out in the 4th. Struck out looking his last time up. That led off the 7th inning. The 2-0 on the outside corner, strike 1. That 7th inning, a big factor for UNC Pembroke in this one after they retook the lead in the 6th. Trey Jacobs had a double. Ethan Balcom, his 5th home run of the year, with a line drive shot to left field. Made it 9-6, and that's where we stand now. The 2-1. Chopped at, but brought back to the screen for strike 2. Helton, again, more necessary for his base running acumen than his speed, coming in as a pinch runner for Bobby Dixon. Helton's only taken 2 tries at a stolen base. He's only successful once. Braves are just hoping more for contact than anything. The 2-2. Clemens delivers this one deep to left field. Bit of a carry on it, moving into foul territory. A race, and it's off the glove in foul ground by the left fielder, Trent Wynn. So that's a foul ball. That's a very close call there for the home plate umpire, Warren Knapp, but I think he made the right call. It was a foot race from Trent Wynn. Just able to get there in time to make the play. Might have even overshot it just a little bit as it bounced off of his wrist, still in foul ground. So the count remains on the left-handed hitting Clemens. Sits at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clemens back in. The pitch. Curveball delivered to center field. Straight away to Ty Andrus, and he brings it in. So the Braves strand a runner, but they need 3 more outs to pick up a W. Back with the 9th on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
On to the 9th we go, and a chance for the save. Gunnar Deal. You see the numbers there. 6th appearance this year. 3.77 ERA. Follows up the best relief appearance the Braves were gifted, Hank Simpson. 2 innings of work. Not a single run across. Walking 1. Giving up 1 hit. Striking out 4 on 41 pitches, 24 of which were strikes. And Gunnar Deal will try and pick up save number 1 this year. Again, that line final on Simpson. 2 innings of work, no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. 41 pitches, 24 of which were strikes. He'll face off against the meat of the order for Wingate. Tyler Schneider, Tanner Forey, Bradley Brown. 3 outs, the difference maker from UNC Pembroke's 14th win this year. Aaron Biggerstaff, the pitcher of record for UNC Pembroke. Nick Stegman Not necessarily the best of days for the starter for Wingate, but he does end with a no decision as Wingate was able to come back and tie the game. Austin Turgeon will be credited with a loss if things remain final. In the first pitch, a check swing from Tyler Schneider right into the glove of Seth Hardings. Don't see that one too often. Just placed the bat well enough, and the pitch was hard enough. Schneider somehow delivered it right where he didn't want to.
Right fielder number 25, Tanner 40.
One pitch, one out. Good start for Gunnar Deal. Tanner Forey. Deadly 2 RBI triple back in the 6th inning. Blew open the scoring in that frame. Allowed Wingate to tie the game before UNC Pembroke was able to take the lead, and so far it's been for good. First pitch comes in low.
I assumed that. I said it already. Because it has to just be, like, it has to be 3 runs. Yeah.
The 1-0 on its way. Check swing on the outside corner. Other than that 2 RBI triple for Forey, he's already struck out twice. Braves pitching has lit up the strike zone against Wingate today. Already 12 Ks. There's the 1-1, skied high to right field. Kevon Perkins racing for it toward the foul line. In foul ground, he makes the play. Kevon Perkins, a phenomenal grab for out number 2 here in the 9th. Not the happiest of looks there for Tanner Forey.
Designated hitter number 33, Bradley Brown.
Bradley Brown now for the Bulldogs. Wingate will move on back to South Atlantic Conference play following this midweek contest. They head to Hartsville, South Carolina to play the Coker Cobras. Braves squared off against that Cobras team this time last week, beat them 15-5. First pitch to Brown. Comes in a tad low. UNCP continues out of conference play for the time being. Friday, a doubleheader in Winston-Salem, North Carolina against the Winston-Salem State Rams. And Saturday, 2 teams are back here in Pembroke. Nice home-and-home series. We'll get you the audio stream of that game here on the UNCP Sports Network. Check swing from Brown. Pitch on the outside corner of the zone. Take it for strike 1. Braves aren't back to PBC play for a full week and a half. Play against Georgia College in Milledgeville next Friday. That one, line foul into the Braves bullpen. Wingate down to their final strike. Deal looking for the save. Would love to close it out on a high note. Outfield, a step the opposite way, fairly deep. Looks in, has the new sign. The 1-2 comes in low. Skips in just a tad. Brown, a strikeout victim twice today. He's only made it to first base once. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 7th inning. 2-2 the count. Deal. Winds. Fires. Back to the screen it goes. Right-handed hurling junior out of Raleigh. Wants the save. Be his first this season. Holds that glove well in front of his face. Kicks. Sends home. Again fouled. This one across the left field line. Bradley Brown sticking alive for one more. .231 average this season. 0 for 4, including that fielder's choice. 34 strikeouts. Deal would love to ring him up for the 35th time. The 2-2. On the outside corner, strike 3. 13 strikeouts for Braves pitching today. And that's your final. 9-6. UNC Pembroke victors today. They're 14-5 on the season. They'll head to Winston-Salem State on Friday. We'll talk to you when the 2 teams come to town on Saturday. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your evening. Talk to you then on the UNCP Sports Network.